What is up, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back. Today, Swifty, we're doing another tier list. Do you know what we're doing?
I have no idea. I just woke up.
Okay.
What are we doing?
We are doing. What are we doing? Hang on. What did I put in the title? We got a few coming up. So we have the best DHVs. We have the best ways to get over approach anxiety. And today, what we are doing are the best conversational topics for a date. That's what it is. So, or like in general, best conversations to have with a girl. You excited about this one?
I'm fucking excited. I'm ready to
go. All right, my man. Let me check that this is working. So we're going to share screen. Share screen, window. There we go. All right, perfect. Yeah, what should we talk about before we get started? So essentially in this tier list, I think as we go through, we're going to find a few things. Basically, I think you could take any conversational topic that we almost bring up here, except I threw a couple in there that are fun. But every single conversational topic in here, I think you can find ways to frame it in a way that is attractive and the topic. I think the issue is most men don't do that and they find it difficult. So we'll give you some, let's say, easier ones that you can talk about and make sure it doesn't derail things. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So S tier, we're gonna have like use in every conversation. Then A tier builds chemistry, attraction. B, maybe this is just like safe topics. C is like boring filler. And then D is like don't
go there.
Yeah, don't go there. All right. Cool. Met 3 girls last month and slept with all of them on second dates. They all said that most guys want to sleep on first dates and it turns them off. Have you been seeing the same thing lately? I mean, every single girl that you manage to sleep with on the second date is probably going to say this shit. And then like every single girl you sleep with on the first date will also probably complain about men, but the fact that they're like too pussy or don't make it happen, or they'll tell you like, I never do this. This never happens. This is the first time, I've ever done this, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, a lot of women are going to feel, actually, I just did a video on this. I think it's out on YouTube or it might be getting edited. I think it's out. Like what to do when a girl says I don't sleep with you on the first night is most girls have reasons for this, right? Either the guy gets too needy or he's bad in bed or some bullshit. So you just need to be that exception, really. So this is awesome. Like 7 girls second date, this is great. You slept with 3 girls. Hopefully you retain them. That's awesome. But yeah, like most girls are going to have this concern or complaint.
Yeah, I mean, all my rotation girls talk about how they tell all the guys they go on dates with, they don't sleep with the guy on the first night or the second night, sometimes 5 nights or until relationship. You need enough value because she may actually like have that rule. Like she's like, I really actually don't want to sleep with the guy on the first night. But if you have enough value, you could really persuade her. The value is good enough, then she'll do it. There's enough attraction.
All righty, let's get started. So movies and TV shows.
Okay. Am I hold on? Wait. Am I frozen or are you?
I think it's probably my internet freezing the whole fucking thing. It's been a bit fucking dodgy lately. But anyway, okay, movies and TV shows.
Okay. I don't think I've ever talked about movies or TV shows on any dates or meetings.
I don't think I watch enough TV and movie shows, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and like the 18-year-olds, you're fucking probably doesn't know the movies from like the 90s. But
no, I feel like if if this is something she really fucking cares about, it might be interesting to her. So she's like, I've had this happen with students where it's like they watch some fucking anime tentacle shit or something. I don't know, right? If the student's like, oh my God, I watched the same anime show that's really niche, then there might be some level of like likability there, or oh my God, I can't believe you're into the same shit. That might be beneficial in that case, but I wouldn't like bring this up as a topic. Oh my God, my favorite TV show is this. How's good? Like if the girl doesn't even fucking know about it, it's even worse. That's where it kind of just becomes boring and filler. I think it could be like safe otherwise. But it's either B or C. Maybe B.
I think it's C, but
yeah, okay. Let's throw C. Yeah, we can change this around as we go through, but this would not be my go. Especially, this is going to be even worse if you really fucking love the TV show and the girl doesn't give a fuck whatsoever. Like, if you're into some like car show or something, I don't know, what's that one that's really famous? Like, if you were to speak about that to me, I just don't give a fuck whatsoever. And if you're in front of the girl and you're like, oh my God, this like TV series and blah, 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 she should just be like, oh, bro, like no one gives a fuck. Doesn't say anything about you. It doesn't build any attraction. There's no triggers there. It's like, yeah, okay, let's keep it C. One of your favorites. Here we go. Emotions and struggles. We can also add in here like trauma. Let's say.
Yeah, I mean, struggles. Like, unless your struggles is that you give too many orgasms, or that your women are blowing up your phone. Like, this is like, yes, I would talk about my struggles. Absolutely, I got the weight of the world on me. I got so much responsibility. You know what I mean? Like, I got to try to make $1 million next month. You know, man, these women are blowing up my phone. You know what happened last week? This girl I gave 30 orgasms to just showed up to my apartment. She somehow persuaded the security to get through, and she knocked on my door and started yelling. Okay, like these are the struggles that I have on a weekly basis. Okay, if it's kind of like a DHV, all right. But otherwise, like this is like another one of those like movies, TV shows you talk about, some fucking TV show that she does not give a fuck about. A lot of women really don't give a fuck about your struggles, especially in the first date or the second date or the third date. They don't want to hear about it, right? And guess what? If all you've talked about so far is movies and your struggles, what does she think about you? Like, what is her perception of you, right? You have to understand, like, she doesn't know anything about you. She knows nothing. So if you're like, if you're talking about your struggles and emotions and traumas and just bullshit, that's all she knows about you. She thinks this is who you are. So like the reverse, if all you're doing is talking yourself up and talking about the positive traits, the DHVs, the value you bring, and that's the only thing she knows, well, what is her perception going to be? It's going to be very positive, right? That's the only thing she knows. So I would say no, unless it's framed the right way and there's a nice little twist that kind of DHVs you a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think the way people mostly do it is going to be don't go there whatsoever. But yeah, I like the nuance there. Obviously, you can talk about struggles in a way that is just a massive DHV, or even like struggles that you used to have and now you've overcome them. So if you're like, yeah, look, I came from nothing and now, yeah, I've built a business, I've done it, like that is fine. You just don't want to be like, oh, I'm currently nothing right now and it's really hard and I'm trying to build everything, blah, 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 blah. Like the struggle is only nice if it's a positive or you go through it or some shit. So, and then like emotions. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was just
even then I'd be very careful about that because like my girl, she thinks I was born really good with women and charismatic. Like she thought I was born like this. I've always been this way. I don't think it's like beneficial, like to be like, I sucked with women until my 20s or something. I don't see how that's beneficial because I don't think women are like for men, that would be, wow, you steal that self-improvement. Like you really fought. For women, I think it could be kind of impressive, but like, I don't think ultimately they'll care. I think they care more about like, this is who you are. Like you're solid. You can never go back to whatever it was you were before. But I think the money thing is okay. I think that working very hard to like build a business, I think that's a lot better than like certain. Like I
think it depends on what the struggle was. Like if you were someone that said, I'm an Olympian or some shit, and you're like, you got it in, I don't know, fucking marathon running or some shit. And you're like, look, when I was like fucking 16, 18 or whatever age it was, when I was a kid, I sucked at running and I just like committed to it. And I tried it. Blah. I think no one's ever going to look back and be like, oh, you weren't good at running and change their opinion. Like, I think that adds to the level of resilience. And I think there's something to be said about not just having the natural talent and skill, but like developing it. The same thing with business. I think saying like, yeah, I wasn't handed out like $10 million and I made some more money. I came from fucking nothing. I had no money. I had $0 in my fucking bank account when I was 18. Now I'm a millionaire. I think that actually says more about who you are in a character and is more attractive. But if you were to say and you paint a picture that like I was a complete fucking loser with women, I sucked, I didn't like get laid until I was 25, I had to go out there and really try, that might start to paint like a little bit of a different picture, and the girl might see you as like less attractive perhaps. But there's a middle ground there. I think like you don't have to say, yeah, I was like born fucking girls or some shit. I think it's okay to be like, yeah, look, I used to be a little bit nervous when I was younger, but you know, I solved that. But yeah, I agree. I don't think you need to go there unless you're coming off as like too arrogant or some shit, or the girl just thinks you're too much of a player. To be able to throw that in there might help. So yeah, I think it will depend. But generally speaking, emotion and struggles, I think is something to stay away from. Sports.
Oh, I mean, only if she's really, really into sports, it could be a good thing. But like, I don't know. I love football. I know a lot about football, played football, basketball. I haven't met very many women that knew anything. But either one, you know, so like they may go like, yeah, I go to the baseball game. And it's like, she still doesn't know anything about it. She doesn't follow it. So like talking about even if she goes to the game is like retarded.
Yeah, I agree. It's boring. Unless you're really good at sport and you're just talking about your achievement, or unless the girl's really into the sport. So yeah, I wouldn't bring that up. I have you, her, and us. Maybe I'll save these for a little bit later because it's more of a broad meta conversation about how much time you should spend speaking about her. Let's go to work.
Yeah. I think it could be a great DHC. There's a lot of positive things you could talk about your job, your work. And it also, like, you know, you talk about your work, like what position you have. That really paints a picture of who you are. So if you can like frame it very well, there's a lot of different traits that are going to come with that job, that position. So that could be very, very good. But it could be very bad as well, you know. Like, I don't know, it's just like you've been struggling to like, I don't know, like move up a position at McDonald's. I don't know if that's like something.
Yeah. I feel like if you speak about work and just think about the most positive things about your role, then this builds chemistry attraction. This almost you should be using in every single conversation. Now, if you work at McDonald's, it's time to get a fucking new job. If you happen to be listening to this as like an 18-year-old or something, and maybe you're at college and you work at Macca's part-time or some shit, then I just talk about like your ambitions, and I'd be talking about what you want to be, or be talking about like, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, I got to shift at McDonald's tonight or some shit like that. So if that's what you do for work, I wouldn't even probably say it. I'd just be like, yeah, I'm studying at the moment. So yeah, work in a good way. And then again, like sometimes I think people hear work and they think about their stress of work they bring to the conversation of the goal. So it was like, how was your day? Oh my God, my boss is an asshole. I hate him, blah, blah, blah. That is going to be like your emotion and struggles. So I think work in a positive way, we can keep it up here as builds chemistry and attraction.
Absolutely.
Celebrity, gossip, drama. I think this is almost... this might paint you to be a bit of a fucking loser. I don't know. If you just know a lot about celebrity drama and gossip, it's hard to picture you as this like high value guy that is building a life for yourself, that is very productive, that is doing like cool shit. If you sit there and you're like, oh my God, blah, 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 about all these things, probably not that great. Now, if you know a little bit about something, and the girl brings it up and it's something she's really interested in, and then you critique that or you give advice around it or you give your point of view, then that could be like a really fun, interesting conversation to have. But this is something I wouldn't start. This is not like, oh my God, did you see what happened with, I didn't even know any celebrities. Did you see what happened with this person? Then yeah, to me, it kind of feels a bit feminine. I'd wait until she brought something up. And then if you knew something about it, I'd try to have like an opinion or some authority there. But I wouldn't be.
It's gay. It's just gay. I don't know. Like celebrity worship, like celebrity gossip. It's just gay. Like I have in my reels every once in a while, I have like couple pages, channels that pop up. It's the husband and the wife, and sometimes they're into like celebrity gossip and shit. And the guy just looks gay as fuck. He talks gay. He looks gay, and I guarantee he's sitting in the corner like watching his girl get fucked by some BBC or something. It's just gay.
Actually, and do you know what's even worse? When you said worship, what's even worse is if you are worshiping, it's like, oh my God. And especially like if it's a male celebrity. So actually, it's probably more simpler even if it's a female celebrity. But like if you putting these people on a pedestal, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to meet this person. They're so cool, blah, blah, blah. That's even fucking worse. So like it will matter. I think this could probably be like safe if it's done right. But
I have to say, because I just forgot. I have a celebrity worship. I just remember this. I have just tattooed on my, where's the camera? Tattooed on my fucking arm. I mean, there's a very interesting story. I don't know if I can talk about that. Like let's just say that things happened and there were rewiring in my brain one time that made me very into a particular artist, which I never even listened to in my life before this experience. I don't want to get too much in detail. However, this is Lana Del Rey. Women love Lana Del Rey. They're obsessed with Lana Del Rey. And the amount of pulls and lays I got from knowing all the Lana Del Rey songs, having the tattoo on my arm, putting it in my Tinder bio. I've had girls like come over like, let's listen to Lana Del Rey together. So
my internet.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Kind of.
Dude, my internet's been so fucking annoying the last few days.
Yeah, anyway, look, if it's not Lana Del Rey, then like let's leave the celebrity worship.
That's fair. So this is that's almost like an astrology angle. We'll talk about astrology in a second and we'll relate it back to this.
True.
We'll go with giving advice.
I think this is for advice. It depends on what the advice is and are you just giving it to her or is she asking for advice and like what area is this in? Like for me, I think this is like S tier. Like I give a lot of advice, okay? But it comes from a place like daddy's giving you advice, like teaching you something, coming from a place of authority. Like I have this experience, I'm older, I know exactly what you need to do, and this is what you need to do, and here's why. And this is like a teaching moment sort of thing. So there's like it's like kind of dom sub authority. It's almost like a daddy dumb little girl kind of feel to it sometimes. Women love it. They fucking love it. My rotation girls will come over. I'll fuck them and they'll like, what should I do with this guy? What should I do with work or like this or that? I had one girl that quit her job and move the other day because I gave her some advice. Like, you need to do this and do that. And she, like, if she respects you and you have authority and she listens to you, that's a very good sign. If you're a joke, she's not going to respect your advice and she's not going to take it. So this is, I think, very, very good. But it depends on what it is. Like, if she's talking about, like, oh, my God, I don't know. Like, if you're, like, a simpy guy in the friend zone trying to, like, get with this girl and you're on, like, the 8th date, and she's like, what should I do with this guy? And what should I do with here? That's probably not a very good thing.
Yeah. I'd want to start this, like, early in the interaction. Like, I want to establish, as you mentioned, that kind of daddy vibe early on where you can start giving advice. This is, yeah, for sure, like a skill that I think once you develop it, it builds so much attraction and it's such a great topic and it's really easy to go into. So like you could start talking about work and a lot of girls you speak to have no idea what the fuck they want to do. Like they're still at college or some shit, or maybe they're in a job they don't like. And if you can navigate that needle of saying like, hey, well, What exactly do you want to do? And then, well, why don't you do this? And how about you do this instead? And well, I don't know. Well, listen, just quit your fucking job, go apply for this one that you just mentioned, start it, and then you said you wanted to go back to uni. Do that uni degree as your start. Like, if you can give them this advice and actually make sense to them in a way, so much attraction. You mentioned around relationships as well. Like, if you start giving girls advice around that, and especially if that advice helps you to actually get laid that night. So sometimes girls will say, like, yeah, I'm really worried about guys judging me. And you're like, why do you give a fuck what guys say? Hey, you just do you, do what you want. Like, don't worry about what other people think. They're like, yeah, you're right. But at the same time, you implicitly basically saying, like, we should fuck tonight. You should no. So yeah, I think advice is awesome. If you can get into that type of topic, especially around like sex or relationships, do it.
And I think it sets a really good tone if you actually like enter a relationship with one of these girls, right? Because I know a lot of guys experience where their girlfriends just won't take them seriously or won't listen to them. And like, hey, we need to do this. So you got to do that. And the girlfriend's like, nah, what are you talking about? We're not going to do that. That's not going to work. Just critiquing everything the boyfriend says. And it's like, well, guess what? From day one, the first date, you were acting dumb, stupid. Like, I don't know what this is. You're the one asking for advice. What do you think about this? What should I do this? Zero authority. And like, you start like this, what do you think is going to happen when you enter a relationship? She's not going to trust you, right? She's going to critique your decisions. She's going to just disagree with them, even if they're right, because you just lack any authority or anything. So like, if you have that authority, like very early on, and you assert it and you give advice like this, like entering the relationship, she's going to listen to you. It's going to be a much smoother relationship. We're not going back and forth, disagreeing with this decision or that decision. Oh shit, you're frozen again. Is he freezing for you guys, or is it just for me? Yeah, let me know if I'm frozen or he's frozen. I can't tell with my Bali internet. Oh shit. There we go. Oh, he's freezing. Okay. Fuck. All right. He was the host. Women wait at the finish line and fuck the winners. Partially. I had a buddy who was in Atlanta and he had the same results as Swift. It works 100%. It's fucking crazy. Top tier. We're just monitoring the situation of the Iran war rank. I mean, most girls. Look, most girls I've talked to about the war have no idea where Iran is or what that is. They're kind of retarded on the situation. I have one girl who just she monitors the situation just because she wants Israel to be destroyed, but she's Muslim. Classic Marcus prank. All right, let me see if he's messaging me. But yo, fellas, by the fucking way, you feel like Tinder apps are still worth fucking learning, going hard on? Marcus, I know you said they're getting shittier year after year. Yeah, they're getting tougher. They're getting tougher, but yeah, I mean, it's working just fine for me. I had number 100 closes in 90 days mostly from online. Shit. His Wi-Fi and his mobile data is fucked. So it may take a little bit of time to get Mark back. He has the tier list. But in the meantime, if you guys have questions, just pop it in the comments. My biggest issue, see, I can't even put the comments up on the screen. My biggest issue is transitioning from sitting at bar to going back to my place. At what point during the date do you bring up going back to your place for wine? During the middle or the date or at the end? Well, it really depends on, look, I want to do it as early as fucking possible. But it depends on like how much compliance you have, how much attraction you have, right? Like, look, sometimes you could show up at the date and she is just fucking, I mean, she's into you right away, right? Have you had like a date where you kind of show up and the girl's like a lot more reserved and like she's not like giving you a hug, hello, you know, shaking your hand. She's sitting down, but she's sitting down kind of further away from you. Situation like this, you may not be thinking, all right, 2 minutes and I'm pulling. Right, you may have to build this up and like open her up a little bit. Now, if you show up and she's like, "Oh, hello," she's giving you a hug, she's a little bit touchy, she's just very open. You could tell there's a lot of attraction. I'm thinking, all right, let me get on to some topics here that'll move this interaction forward. Like within, well, I'm thinking like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Like I'm thinking before I even sit down for wine. That's why, like, if like I haven't done wine dates in years. I just have girls come straight over. But sometimes if they don't want to come straight over, I'll meet them outside my place. I'll meet them outside the bar. And before coming in, I tell them like, meet me outside, not inside. Because if I meet them outside, I could come up, charm them up a little bit. And very often, oh, here we go. There we go.
Jesus Christ.
We got it.
Oh man, this fucking internet, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see how we go. I'm back. All right.
Just answering some questions.
Oh, nice. What were we talking about? Did we finish advice?
I think we finished that. Yeah.
All right. Let's jump to Musica.
Music.
What do you think about music?
Music. Yeah, look, everybody loves music. You know, women have their favorite bands and everything. I don't know, like if I was on a date and the girl's like, look, I love Mandragora or something, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, really, Matt? Really? You Mandragora? Really? Why? Like, do you know? Are you into psychedelics? What's going on? Like, that would like really interest me. Otherwise, I wouldn't really want to talk about music unless they go, "Oh, I love Lana Del Rey," and I go, "Oh, fuck, me too. I have a tattoo." And I went to her concert in Milan, and so like I could see if you hit on like a particular band or something, artist that she's really into. That's not like super popular. You could get some points for that. But then again, it's like, it's safe. It's not. I don't think it's gonna lead to you fucking unless it's Lana Del Rey.
Yeah. I think some of these topics, like music, is better than movies or TV shows. There's probably going to be more of an overlap. Barrett here said, I'll pull this up. What about music in the context of a sex playlist? 100%. This is a great example of how you could take the topic of music and like move it towards a beneficial topic, which is around like sex. But like, let's say you're just normally talking about music. I think it's more of a safer topic. But with all of these, if there's a level of similarity or nicheness to it, then it's going to be something that builds chemistry and attraction. So this example here, if you use like Mandragora, Psytrance or some shit, it's the same type of music. Or I don't know, if you like fucking country music or something, and then the girl's like, oh, I love, again, I don't know any fucking artist in country music, but I love country music, then sure, like you two can chat about that and she's going to feel like some excitement about the topic and some level of similarity there. But most of the time, like if you're going to be different here, it's not going to be a topic like work where, sure, you can have completely fucking different jobs, but you can talk about it and it's going to be interesting and you can build value and the girl can be attracted here. It's really hard to say like, yeah, this is the music that I like. And the girl's like, oh, that's so hot if it's something that's separate. Now, again, Barrett, I agree. If it's in a context of sex playlist, then awesome. Food and drinks.
Ooh. Food and drinks. I don't know. Women love food. they do love food. So
yeah. I feel like it's going to be similar to music, right? Like unless you're a chef or there's some guys that might really understand wine, for example, and maybe you could talk about wine in a way that sounds very authoritative, and it's a little bit more of a DHV than, let's say, perhaps music or movies might have been, because usually people know a lot about wine are a bit more sophisticated, or, they've got a bit more status or money or some shit. You could argue, this. Or maybe you're really into Scotch or something. Like it gives an older vibe about you. But I think for the most part, unless, again, the girl's like some crazy foodie and you guys share the same favorite restaurant or some shit, just a safe topic. It's not something you can generally bring up with most girls, or at the end of that topic, she's going to be like, damn, I'm a little bit more turned on right now.
Yeah, I mean, what around food? I had an ex that had a food kink. So
oh, okay.
I had no idea. She brought over a bunch of food. I'm like, oh, you bitch, you hungry? And she's like, no, I'm really into this. Like, can you put it all over me? And we had plastic on the bed. She's like, just eat everything off of me, put it down, everything on my holes. Or I wasn't really into it, but whatever. She was into it. No, but I remember telling girl, like, baby girl, you're never gonna go hungry with me. Okay, I'm gonna for the rest of your fucking life. You are well fed. Okay, you're gonna be so well fucking fed. You're gonna be so happy. You're never gonna go a minute, okay, hungry. That's I don't know. That kind of turns them on a little bit. Like, oh my god, you're gonna provide food for me for the rest of my life. I don't know. That kind of works.
It's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. There was a girl. This was in Vegas. We had a student that we helped pull. And so I was winging the friend, and don't ask me how this happened. They ended up ordering pizza or some shit. I've got a box of pizza on this girl's head with it open up, taking slices out of it as she's on her knees sucking my dick. It's like, I don't have a food kink, but I tell you what, that was so much fun, bro. Just literally just degrading her with it on her head. It was fun times. But yeah, I think for the most part, food and drinks, let's keep in B. Swift, this is for you, my man. Conspiracies.
Hey, S tier, okay? This is... Listen, do not, whatever Mark is about to say, don't listen. Women love to hear about conspiracies. They love conspiracies. Now, yes, if she's hyper liberal, I don't know why you're even dating if she's hyper liberal, but whatever. If she's super, super liberal, obviously you want to frame the conspiracy to make it a little bit less political. So there are conspiracies that are less political than others. So maybe if you're with a liberal girl, avoid super political conspiracies. But from my experience, women love to hear about different conspiracies, especially if you get a story form. Guess what they say? Well, they say the moon is hollow. You know what happened when they actually tested this out? They dropped a spaceship on top of the moon. Do you know what happens? It echoed for hours. You know what that means? It's hollow. There's nothing inside the moon. Why is that? Is it a satellite? Is it a big alien ship? There's something here. And your whole reality has been a lie, Sarah. Your whole reality. Have you ever woke up and wondered something doesn't feel right with my life? You know what I mean? You're living in I don't know. This you get all this deja vu feelings. It's kind of weird, isn't it? You always wondered what that was. Have you ever considered that all of this is fake and you're living in the Matrix and there's aliens watching you right now? Maybe you're in a prison. There's some evidence for that, So man, women would love this. This is interesting. And women have imaginations. I don't know if you guys know this. If you stop treating them like grown adults, like strong, independent women, and you like treat them like little kids sometimes, and you talk to them like little kids, like you would, they tell a story, or like, oh my gosh, guess what happened? You know, they get really into that. And they will like really believe some of the conspiracies that you tell them if you tell the story very well, if you're very convincing. And like this spikes their emotions. Is very interesting. And guess what? They want to hear more stories. So conspiracies, man, this is, if you're not telling conspiracies, like what kind of like date are you having? You know what I mean? Like what kind of fucking date is this? What kind of relationship is this? If you're not telling, like, you have information, huh? You have information. The government is like listening to you or something. You gotta tell her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have, like, fuck pizza guy. Like, you know, the fucking, I'm saying, you know, billionaires are kidnapping little, like, women and selling them, right? And eating them. You got to let your date know about this information. So I think conspiracies are very important. I say S tier, but I think it's safe to put it in A tier. It builds a lot of chemistry, especially with the right conspiracies.
Yeah, I think A. The type of conspiracies you tell here are going, some might be D. So if you start making this like hyper political, it's probably going to get boring real quick. And if the girl doesn't share those views, it's going to get confrontational real quick as well. But I think things about like, yeah, honestly, if you're talking about some like aliens or philosophical conspiracies, like, yeah, we're in a matrix, or all of this is, you know, brains in a vat or some shit. Like, these are some interesting things that might spike some emotion. And if you do it the way Swift does it, where it's like really interesting, because like this is the reason people like conspiracies, right? They're super emotional, they're super interesting. It makes you question like the fabric of reality. But you don't want the conspiracy to be like COVID vaccines or something. This is like going to be a boring topic for the girl, unless, like, again, same with all these others, unless you share the conspiracy. Like, if you think that like the world is flat, okay, and the girl thinks the world is flat, then you guys are really going to hit it off. But I think the world's round, and if this girl starts telling me how the world's flat, I'm going to be like so disinterested in this conversation, or it's going to turn a bit conversational.
So turned on by that. I'm like, this bitch is retarded as fuck. Like, this is going to be good sex. Like, I'm going to be turned on.
It's gold. So yeah, it depends on where you do it. Someone brought up here.
The conspiracy, by the way, do you hear about the conspiracy? Like, have you ever wondered why you only got like maybe 1 or 2 orgasms if you're lucky with a guy? Have you ever wondered that? There is a conspiracy, right? That the patriarchy doesn't want you to come 20, 30 times a night.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever wondered? That's something like I've been studying and I want to fight against. That's why that's why I go on dates to give girls 20, 30 orgasms. I got to spread the word.
Yeah, there's like propaganda, actually. I don't know if you've seen this, but there's like propaganda telling men that it's like homosexual to go down on a girl. The patriarchy is, they're actually trying to stop men from satisfying women. Yeah, it's so interesting. Someone wrote here, this is interesting. Okay, but there was a study which had pairs, different topics. There was a study which had pairs, talk about different topics, and found that they were told to discuss their biggest regrets, pains, and failures, and found that formed more connections. I'd love to read the study, send it over to me. I've seen some similar. There's 26 questions to love, and there's a few different ones. So obviously, if you take 2 groups of people and you make one of them just have a very fucking boring conversation, and then the other is to express her like pains, fears, regrets, things like this, she's going to feel like more connected and feel like she had a deeper conversation. Now, that's going to be separate to what attraction is. And I'm even sure in these studies, if you looked at attraction, some of these girls, it might even be more attractive if they get to talk about these things. But I'm sure if you were to basically separate this and said, okay, now the guy just talks about his struggles and pains compared to a guy that doesn't, I don't think you're going to have the same result there. So this is really important. I mean, we know this. Like, you can tell women don't like when you basically bitch and moan. Again, you could do it in a way where it was, this is my struggle before, and now this is what I've accomplished from it. You might show a lot of resilience. But if you're just like bitching and moaning, we know this is just going to like tank attraction nonstop. Women say this all the fucking time. We witness it. We see it in a bunch of our students. And women like indecisiveness in the beginning. They like the mystery. They don't want to know exactly how you're feeling. If that feeling, especially, is you're just like a fucking miserable, sad person, then it is not attractive.
And also, by the way, most studies are done by either women or low T beta scientists. Okay, like these are like low T cocks, so we can't really like listen to studies when it comes to like women and attraction. By the way, these are fucking nerds.
I mean, yeah, I mean, true, kinda. And the problem is in these studies, a lot of the time, they're not using the best strategy as the control. So if you can imagine, if we just pull 10 guys off the street and we're like, all right, we want you to have your classical date, all of this is going to be really bad. All of this is going to be a disaster. Most of these guys are going to be doing the CD, maybe B, boring fucking topics. It's not going to be interesting whatsoever. And so suddenly if you say, all right, we're going to try something different, okay, we're going to get you just to talk about conspiracies, right? Or we're going to get you just to talk about religion or politics, which might actually be, really bad a lot of the time. Or we might get you to just talk about your emotional struggles. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these studies actually found that it was like at least a little bit more interesting than the typical boring control. It's going to be a lot different if you find 10 guys in our mastermind to have a date and then say, okay, now we're going to get you to do this intervention. That's also going to be very different. So, some of these studies are really powerful and really interesting and can display some things here, and then others you need to like look at the methodology and make sure that it's not retarded. So I'd be happy to read through that, and we could break it down on stream next week. All right, let's worst dates.
I think this is good if the girl talks about her worst dates, and I don't. Yes, look, you could tell a story about a horrible date that you had with some crazy bitch. And that could be like very interesting if you could tell the story pretty well. But I think that's the most you're going to get out of it, is that it's an interesting story. I would prefer to only talk about having amazing dates with amazing women. That's going to like DHV you a lot more and make you look like, can you imagine that? I tell girls, like, women are just so nice to me. Like they're amazing. They're so fucking respectful. And it's like, a lot of women know that a lot other women are kind of mean to a lot of guys, and there's disasters and this and that. And I go, yeah, thing is, I've never experienced that. Like, women are so respectful towards me. Like, it's unbelievable. They're so sweet. They'll do anything for me. They're incredible. And the girl goes, oh yeah. And then they give me feedback. They go, yeah, because you're this or that. And I get some feedback from that, like why they think that. So it's very interesting, the feedback I get from that. But like worst dates, if you just keep talking about all these horrible dates you've had, that's kind of like a reflection on you maybe at some points, that you're picking just really shitty women. Now, if the worst dates, you could frame it well. Like, one time I had a date, I gave this girl so many orgasms, that the neighbors called the police, and like it's just some crazy thing happened and you ended up in jail. Like, okay, that's a horrible fucking date, but you had some good value in there. You know what I mean? That she's going to latch on to. So it depends on how you frame the worst date, and I wouldn't be talking about all the worst dates you've had. Maybe you had one bad date. Yeah,
I would put this in don't go there unless you did what Swift said. So like traditionally what I used to teach was what Swift mentioned with that contrast. So you ask the girl, what has Tinder been like? They will talk for 10 minutes about how awful it is. They can't meet the right guy. All these guys have blah, blah. And then she asks you back expecting you to rant as well. And then you do a Swift said where you're just like, no, I haven't had a bad date. Like it's all been great. And the girl will be surprised. Well, why aren't you with someone? You're like, oh yeah, look, I've got high standards. Or you might say like, yeah, look, some girls it just is casual and it's just some fun sex. Other girls I see a little bit more regular, it's more serious.
You know what I tell them real quick? Because if you say the high standards thing, then they kind of think, well, are these girls not up to standard? You know what I mean? Like you're just not finding. So it's kind of a deal with you a little bit. I tell them, I go, well, can you imagine if like every date is incredible? You keep going on dates, and like she's super hot, she's amazing, and it's like one after the other. It's hard to choose. It's just fucking hard to choose. Like, why would you stop if you're a guy? So like that, they understand logically. They go, okay, fuck. Makes sense. If I was a guy, I'd be fucking a bunch of hot bitches, not like you ask women this. Like, if you were a guy, what would you do? Well, like, yeah, they understand this logically. So like at least it creates like a little bit of competition for her to be different, to achieve something that the other girls could not achieve. And that's maybe a second date, a third date, maybe a relationship at some point. So it kind of like adds pre-selection plus a little bit of competition.
Yeah, I like that. And the other method, so we had a student in the mastermind maybe 2 months ago that was talking about, he used to run this routine. So like, what was your worst date? And the girl would ask him back, and then he would just say like, a worst date. And yeah, that's where it belongs here. Like, just basically don't go there. It sounds really bad. And then, so I developed a structure routine that I've put in the group, which is worst date routine. So now instead of being like, yes, I've had all these amazing dates and I'm a really good judge of character and I've never gone on a date with someone that I didn't think was my type, is now I switch it to what Swift mentioned, which is, oh, you want to hear my worst date? Fuck, I don't know if I should tell you, right? She's like, no, tell me. Like, it was pretty bad. She's like, no, she's now expecting again this awful experience of some girl that catfished you or was rude or some bullshit. And then you tell a story about how this girl was like almost exactly your type. She was super feminine. She was very good looking. She's just come here for modeling, whatever you want to fucking say, right? Like, you talk this girl up. Everything was amazing. You're back at your place. And then because she was fucking screaming so fucking loud, she was having so much fucking pleasure, just having such a good time, the neighbors called the police because she thought this girl was in trouble, right? Now, this comes from like stories that we've had, but you could come up with your own stories or like, adapt them a little bit to amazing dates that have gone really, really well, but something external to you and the girl happened. So, maybe the girl got fucking mugged or something on a date you've been on. I don't know. It could be some shit like that, but it's like, basically, you just take what's your best date, say that story, and then mention obviously something that happened outside of your control. It's a really good, and you could use that in every interaction. It's awesome. But yeah, the guys the way most guys run it, we'll keep it in D. All right, we have another question here. What about old school Julian drama? Like, he would say he had a nephew who died, and he'd start to cry, but then he'd say he was on crack and starts laughing, and said the emotional ring creates attraction. I used to do this. I used to do something like this with my cat dying. Or like I would go up and down. I'd be like, oh, nah. I mean, the cat was like 20 or whatever. And I'd be like, but my grandma did recently die. And I was like, oh my God, really? Yeah. And I would do this routine and I'd be like, it's okay. Whatever. Or I'd be like, just kidding. I don't know if it created attraction, like sexual attraction. It just spiked their emotions, so they want to stay there in front of you. You know what I mean? They're not like wanting to walk away. But if you're kind of fucking with them, they kind of like that you're capable of spiking their emotions and kind of manipulating them a little bit. Like, that's interesting because they don't know what you're going to do or say next that'll spike whatever emotion. So they kind of stick around. Like, there's attraction in a way that's they're drawn to you. They want to stay, but I wouldn't say it's sexual attraction necessarily. Yeah, I agree. This can be like really fun and interesting and basically trolling. And this works better at the beginning of interactions. And then you could take this idea of the emotional roller coaster and just apply it to these other topics. So we could take food and drinks, for example, right? And the girl's like, I love margaritas. And then you could just troll her. It would be like, really? You're a fucking margarita girl? Oh my God. And she's going to be like, what do you mean? Like, I don't speak to margarita girls. I'm so sorry about that. Like, you could troll a little bit here. Or sometimes like, a girl might fucking, at the beginning of your interaction, try and insult you. And you could use a similar thing here. You could say, the girl could be like, what's with your silly hat? And you're like, oh, actually, it was my nephew's. He gave it to me before he died.
He died of
She's
cancer.
Like, he died of cancer. This was the hat he used to cover his balding, and now he used it to cover mine. She'd be like, oh my God, I'm so. You're like, no, I'm just fucking with you, right? Like, yeah, this is that. But I would never really use this towards the end of a date. Like, if it's towards the end of the date, and we're going to get into better topics here, if there's like sexual chemistry about to pull this girl, I'm not going to joke about my dead nephew or something, right? I'm not going to be trolling at this point. So, yes, trolling topics are nice.
unless she gives you LMR.
Yeah, then you bring out listen, mate, this actually is traumatizing. My dead cousin just died of cancer, actually, and his last wish was that I finally get laid.
He actually died. He died of LMR, actually.
Yeah, actually, yeah. His girl told him no. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the same thing's gonna happen to me unless. So yeah, like trolley topics at the beginning, for sure. Okay, good question though, Samuel. Thank you. Let's go to fantasies and desires. All right, now we're getting into some good shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be S tier.
Yeah, straight up S tier.
This is part of, at least this is part of the structure.
100%
of the time, but if you have a lot of sexual compliance and you're talking about sex, there's no reason, if you're actually talking about sex, she's invested in the sexual topic, there's no reason to not at least ask her, what are you into? What is your fantasy? What's something that you've always wanted to try that you never got to try? Maybe something that you couldn't tell your ex-boyfriend or previous exes, right? Something that he could not fulfill, that he wouldn't be able to fulfill. He couldn't play that role. What's something that you never told him, right? It's like, why not if you have the sexual compliance? Because you could build your sexual value proposition towards the end revolving around what she's into, her kinks, her fantasies, right?
Yeah, 100%. A lot of guys might be looking at this and being like, what the fuck? How do I just bring up what are you into on a date? And that's where having the right topics to lead into this is super important. Like, you see advice here. It's going to be really hard to have the authority to be like, I'm curious, what are you into? Right? Let's talk about that. If you spoke about music and then you were like, oh, what do you like? Oh, I haven't heard of them before. Cool. Yeah. Can you say this Spotify thing? I'll have a listen to them. Like, if you do that shit, she's never going to trust you enough to be actually tell you what she's into. This is like probably what she hasn't told her best friend before, right? So the goal is to get here. If you're looking at this, you're like, I have no idea how the fuck to do that. You'll get a better idea as we go through these other topics. Otherwise, we have structures for this in the mastermind. But if you can get a girl to tell you what her fantasies are, then it's game over. You put yourself in a position where now you offer the most amount of value possible. Because like, if the girl is on a date and she thinks I'm about to get my deepest fucking sexual desire satisfied with this man, you've won, right? Like, it really doesn't matter if you share the same fucking food or music taste or you have a good job. Like, if you can get to this point, it's game over. So that's definitely S tier. Then we have a question. What is a good strategy to polarize these topics? Next week, we're going to go through DHVs. And that's why I wanted to do this first, to think about what topics you should talk about and then how to DHV off them. We'll get into that next week. So, we've mentioned work. We've gone into a little bit here, but we'll talk about next week how to actually DHV with work, how to actually use that topic to your advantage. But this video is mainly about steering you towards the right topics. Next week, we're on to how to DHV with them. Friends.
Yeah, I mean, look, you could. Well, I mean, we do talk about. I mean, I talk about Mark.
I have friends. Yeah, I tell her I have friends.
You know what they say. He's got a huge cock. I don't know. But like, it's a huge dick. Like, I have this one friend, his dick is huge. So that kind of like reflects, positively on you. So she thinks that you have a huge cock as well. No, but
True.
True. No, but yeah. You talk up your friends. This friend is super successful. This friend is this. All really positive. It's going to reflect very well on you. She's going to think you're probably sharing some of the same traits as your friends, obviously. Could be good. And also, like, for me, I would want to know who her friends are as well. Like, maybe the first date is not super important, but like, this girl may be your girlfriend one day or your wife or something. I kind of want to know what her friends are like, because that's going to tell me a little bit more about her as well. And I don't know, like, her friends are fucking toxic bitches that are constantly cheating on all their boyfriends and currently, and just always trying to get her to like go fuck other guys. I don't know. Like, if I know this about her friends and like I'm thinking about like getting this girl in a relationship one day, I'm going to remember this. So for me, this is why I would want to know a little bit more about that. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I agree. I put this up in it. There is an idea. I did a video on this a while ago called trait transference. And the whole idea is exactly what we said. If you talk up your friend and mention really amazing traits, they will associate those traits with you, and vice versa. If you talk about really negative traits, they will associate those traits with you. And you can experience this. Like if you're around a girl that is like, yeah, all my friends are super annoying and they're bitches and I hate them, blah, blah. I just get such a negative vibe of this girl. I'm like, you're a fucking annoying bitch, right? But if I meet a girl and she's like, I love my friends. Honestly, they're incredible. I have this friend. She's so smart. She's doing this thing over here. This other friend's like, blah, blah. I'm automatically thinking, well, yeah, this girl seems well connected. She seems intelligent. She seems positive. Like I'm putting those traits on. It happens, right? So you can use your friends here in the same way, kind of like pre-selection works when you use trait transference. So it doesn't have to be a like every conversation. I've gone on plenty of dates where I haven't mentioned friends, but like if it comes up in conversation, this is really nice. Or if you can find ways to kind of mention level of status here or pre-selection. So maybe she goes to a club that she really likes, and that topic of conversation comes up because she really likes the music there. You could say like, oh yeah, actually one of my buddies is the owner of that club or some shit. I have a student who is, I would say a friend, who goes on tour, went on tour with like Taylor Swift and a bunch of other artists and shit like that. So when girls mention Taylor Swift, he also mentioned one artist had a crush on him. I wish I remember who it was. It was like some famous female artist. If that came up, I'd be like, yeah, actually one of my friends tours with her and like she had a crush on him for the longest time. This is like a really nice, like pre-selection-y type thing. It brings up a lot of status. So this, another great DHV topic to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Religion.
I avoid religion.
Yeah, don't go there. Don't go there.
Like the only times that I would talk about religion is if the other girl's like a Muslim, and I'm kind of like, all right, well, how's this like going to affect dating, or pulling you soon?
Yeah,
maybe we'll talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we have something later on, which is concerns, and yeah, I think like if the religion is going to be a concern, then I'd want to bring it up. Like if the girl is, I'm just incredibly Catholic or some shit. I think like sex is bad before marriage. Like, yeah, that's something I'm going to talk about, right? Well, what about anal? Is that in your book? Is that allowed? So that would be how to talk about it. And maybe I wouldn't even say this. I was going to say maybe if you share the same religion. But again, I don't think it's a good topic to actually even talk about, even if you share the same religion or some shit, to dive into that. Like, yeah, this is almost always don't go there. I'm trying to think of exceptions. Like there's times where I've spoken about religion, but I've managed to make it somewhat a little bit interesting, but not really like valuable, not really building a bunch of chemistry. It's a tough one. So yeah, I would just leave it.
If you're Mormon and she's a Mormon, like the whole purpose of this date was to like make sure you're on the same page when it comes to your religious beliefs. And like, but I don't think that's going to be like really anybody here. Like I don't think you're trying to have a date like that necessarily.
Someone asked about spirituality. I think that's different. I think you could use spirituality more to your advantage here, especially if you start relating it to like Tantra, for example. I have astrology in here. I know it's slightly different, but I kind of group these goals the same. That's a way you could kind of talk about spirituality. And again, like it'd be fun spirituality, not spirituality in the sense of when it's like a religious dogma where you're going like very deep into like I'd want it to be like fun kind of spirituality chit chat, more around like Tantra. So that would be a lot better. Past relationships.
Oh yeah, S-Ray here. Yeah. Doesn't want to S-Ray. Because look again, just like previous dates or whatever we talked about, worst dates. That you could talk about your past relationship, your exes. Again, you could DHV your exes. They're supermodels. They're amazing. They treated you so well. You didn't have like a messy breakup. Maybe you're the one that had to leave. You broke up with her, or maybe like I had one girl go. So no girl has ever broken up with you. I did have one girl ever in my life break up with me. One. Okay, and that was 21 years ago. Okay, I met her in high school. And it's like, even then, I don't even want to bring that up. That's just one girl in 21 years. But what I tell them is that, yeah, she did break up with me, but she had like a modeling gig in LA, and I'm like traveling the world. I'm over in Bali, and like, it's like, it just wouldn't work. And I told her that, and yeah, she broke up with me. It's like, okay, it's not like, your dick is too small, or something, like you're the beta male. Sorry. So past relationships are great because you could really teach the girls, and also talk about sex. Like I tell, like, man, I had to break up with my last one because she got a little bit. I made one mistake. I gave her 30 orgasms every day too early. This is something that changed. Actually, I don't do that anymore. I start with maybe 5 or 6. And then over the next 6, 9, 12 months, I kind of increase it over time until, let's say, marriage is when I actually bring out the 30 orgasms. Is something that I learned because she was blowing up my phone. Like, I needed a break. My tongue was hurting. My jaw was locked, and it made her crazy. You can imagine if you're getting 30 orgasms every day for 6 months, and all of a sudden that goes away. That would drive you crazy, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. So yeah, she blew up my phone, and it got really annoying. I'm like, this is not a good sign. So I had to call things off with her. Unfortunately, she was a great girl, but I made the mistake. It's kind of my responsibility for giving her so many orgasms. So like, there's all kinds of routines you could run when you talk about past relations. Also, if she talks about her past exes, number one, this gives you some insights about the kind of relationship she has, number one, and what kind of guys she dates. I think this is very important. Like, I don't know. He was toxic. Like, all these toxic guys who are like bad boys or drug dealers or whatever it is. I would probably change kind of how I approach her a little bit, maybe. A lot of guys would go like, oh my God, that's so bad. Guys these days, I would never do that to you. It's like, no, this is what she's attracted to. So like, you want to make sure you don't do that. But it's good information to like figure out like what her past relationships are, or her good habits or bad habits. And also you could kind of create contrast between you and her exes and bring up sex, for example, and how bad the sex. Oh, you broke up because the sex was just bad. It used to be okay, but now over time it got worse and worse, right? So you could talk about that. Well, yes, I guess. Well, I mean, he wasn't giving you 30 orgasms, right? Like, if he gave you 30 orgasms every day, you'd still be with them. Oh, well, yes, 30 orgasms, but that's not possible. Oh, it's very possible. Let me tell you about my past relationships and why I broke up with my last girlfriend. So there's a lot you could do with past relationships.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. You get the intel, you get to pre-select. The interesting thing is, not only do you get the women fucking gay dating coaches that will tell you like, never talk about past relationships. Okay, women don't want to hear about. Not only do you get guy like male dating coaches talking about this shit too. Like, if you go to any other tier list similar to this, I guarantee you they're putting this in like, don't go there, because one, they're scared of the girl talking about other guys. They're like, it's disrespectful. She's talking about other guys, or she's on a date with you. And then number two, they will say the same shit of, yeah, don't talk about other girls, or, it's women don't like it or some bullshit. That's only, that's only if you're talking about other relationships that you're like still fucking in love with, or you're desperate or some shit. Like, if you're talking in a sense of, oh yes, that girl like last year that I met and she was so amazing and now she's like with another guy or something. Yeah, I mean, if you talk about it that way, Jesus Christ, no one's going to want to sleep with you. No. But as I said, this is a great way to get intel, and it's a great way to build pre-selection if all your relationships have been fucking incredible. So yeah, that's definitely S tier.
That's a very good point, by the way, because I listen to students who are trying to like talk about past relationships, and this is like, they've never done it before, and the girl goes, sounds like you're still in love with her.
Yeah, it sounds like you're still in love. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, because the framing, the delivery just was slightly off. So it just made like, he's just like I don't know. It was like, it just missed her so much. So this could be a D tier if you don't know how to talk about these topics.
The key is past relationships. Make sure you're not always talking about the one girl. Like that's the big mistake guys run into as well. My ex, blah, 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 blah. Then later on, my ex, blah, 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 blah. Like, make it clear these are different women. Or talk about like, oh yeah, I've dated a lot of girls from France, so I understand, as opposed to like, I dated this one girl, and then you just talk about that one girl the entire time. So yeah, be careful. we have a couple of questions that I'll jump through. Someone asked about boring conversations that you're into, and now I can't find it. So Samuel asked, like, what if you talk about some boring shit that you're into, like history or here it is. Boring topics you're interested in, like history, science, and craftsmanship. You might be able to make it somewhat like passionate or interesting, so it might be like safe, but at the end of the day, it doesn't build attraction, right? Like if you're just talking about history and it's boring to the girl and it doesn't say anything about you other than like this is just a topic that you're really into, it might even start to indicate that you just don't have social awareness, right? Like even if you're super passionate, like if you're talking about what's something that's like really nerdy or something. I keep thinking about anime, to be honest. Wars? Yeah, Star Wars. Like, say you're really interested in Star Wars. Yeah, sure. Maybe I can talk about Star Wars in a way where I can create like a little bit of emotion, where I'm speaking about it with passion, that I get excited. And again, if we compare this to a guy that is just talking about another boring topic, but in a boring way, this is an upgrade, but it's not optimal. Like this, I'd put honestly in like filler or safe. About that passion, about all the other things that are more attractive. Talk about that passion when you're talking about past relationships, when you're talking about conspiracies, work, friends, advice. Like, just use that same passion. Like, start caring about these fucking topics a little bit more, and not so much like Star Wars.
I think there's two things. If you, the thing is, you have to do something with this, because, like, yeah, if you have a lot of passion, some girls will be like, I love that you're passionate about this, but it's like that's as far as it's gonna go, really. If you can like set some sort of frames within like you talking about these topics, like, you know, Julius Caesar, and there's like a lesson at the end of talking about the Roman Empire that may help you on the date, to help you pull or something, or set particular frames, then okay, then do it. It does something here. And number two, if you could tell it, like you said, if you could tell a story really well, like, man, your storytelling is like women just love stories, any kind of stories. Obviously, some stories are going to be less interesting, even if you're really good at telling it. I wish I could talk about the decline. I actually do that with my girl. I said I created a playlist and sent her like 10 hours of the Roman Empire. You gotta like, this is really interesting, trust me, because she knows like, what, there's a Roman Empire. I was like, it ruled the world, you know. She has no idea. I said, you gotta watch this shit, it's fucking good, I'm gonna talk about this, you know. And it's like 8 months later, I'm like, well, she's like, I watched 2 minutes of it, but I couldn't do any more. So like she doesn't give a fuck, or, you know what I mean. But if you could relate the Roman Empire to like something that she understands, like makeup or like some gossip in her social circle, like her friends. Okay, imagine your friend Sarah is Julius Caesar. Okay, now the Germans over here are, you know, this or that. Cleopatra, Mark Antony. Mark Antony is that one guy that, you know, your friend used to date. So like, if you could do that, now that's interesting. She will be all in on this, right? And she'll be like, wow, you're so good at telling stories, you know. But I think this would just be way too difficult for, like, this is kind of exhausting for me to do, you know. So I think this would be a little bit too much.
Yeah, I agree. There's another question here from Samuel. But if you keep talking about how good you are in bed, and if you keep talking about how good in bed you are, won't she expect you to be good in bed? But what if you aren't, or you just don't do well that time? Okay, here's the trick. All right, here's the trick. This is very complex. All right, get ready for it. Get good in bed. It's not that hard. All right, join our mastermind. We have a bunch of sex content in there, and it's not as difficult as people think. You need to keep in mind, this is not, you don't need some level of mastery. Like, think about it this way. Let's take a sport. Swift, give me a sport. Basketball?
American football. Okay,
American football. Now, the one I know nothing about. Okay, so American football. Now, you think that you need to be like an NFL star, right? That's so you're like, how am I ever going to get there? No, literally, most men in bed are what I am to American football. I don't know the rules. I don't know what any of the things are. I literally, it's hard to explain. I know nothing about American football, okay? That's what most men are in bed. So if you just learn the rules of American football and you try, you're instantly better than most guys. And so when it comes to sex, like, if you just put in a little bit of effort and something as simple as like giving her a massage beforehand, getting her out of her head. If you do something simple as just lead, tell her exactly what to do. If you do something simple as just go down on her, even if you're not good. If you do something as simple as buy a vibrator, and if you don't know what you're doing, put it on her clit and then just move your tongue around randomly, she's going to think you're the best fucking guy that's ever gone down her entire life. If you just get a blindfold, a sleep mask, okay, it's not that tough, put it on her head, put the strap around, tell her to lay down. She's going to be like, oh my God, this crazy experience. Oh, he's telling me what to do. He's like putting it. If you want to tie her up, you don't need to learn the complexity of Surabaya, even though we teach you that.
Bro,
you just need to take some fucking cuffs and put it on.
Fingering technique. I did a whole live stream demonstrating one fingering technique that I use. Just very simple and easy. Bro, I got flooded with messages from men, from the Mastermind members, with screenshots with the girl saying, oh my God, I need to do this again. I've never experienced it. How did you make me squirt so fast? And like the retention was insane with just one technique. So imagine you do the little things, the blindfolds, you know what I mean? Taking the lead in the bedroom. There's a number of little things you can do that make a massive fucking difference. Massive. It's not like one of the YouTube videos I want to make. It's like five or six, seven simple things you could do to immediately change your, sex life.
Yeah, literally. If you join the Mastermind, it's still your very first trial. You don't even need 2 weeks. If you just spend 1 week in there and learn these things, I guarantee you the girl is going to think you're incredible in bed. Like it is that simple. It's as simple as me knowing nothing about NFL and just going to like learn the rules, watching a game, and then trying. That makes me better than every single guy that knows nothing about NFL.
That would be more difficult for you to learn the basic rules.
Oh, true.
The way the football, it's actually much more difficult than learning how to be incredible in bed. Okay.
True.
Much easier.
And this is the thing, Samuel. Every single guy is thinking like you, or even worse. Right? Because a lot of guys are thinking like, oh, I don't want to learn. I don't have to learn, like blah, 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 or some bullshit. Right? So at least you're asking the fucking question. Most guys think it's too difficult. Most guys don't want to put in the effort to learn. Most guys have been taught by the patriarchy, okay, that it's gay to put in effort during sex. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what's gay about the girl begging to fucking suck your dick and seeing you and blowing up your phone. I don't know why that's gay, but apparently it is. So
much when they say that they talk like this.
Yeah.
It triggers me.
All right. We'll go through the other questions in a sec. So talking about what her type is.
Yeah. I mean,
yep. S tier.
Yeah. S tier, talk about her type. Again, I would prefer to cold read what her type is.
Yeah.
Rather than just straight up ask her, like, hey, what's your type? Now, you could say, hey, what's your type? She could tell you some bullshit. Like, I don't know, you ask girls what your type is, and it's like, I like a guy that's
nice and funny.
It's like, it's so much bullshit. So you're not going to get any information, useful information, just asking her. So you're going to have to at least follow up with like a little cold read about what you think her type is. And this is going to get you closer to really good topics around sex. Like she's submissive in bed. Like, I know you cold read this with almost every woman, and she's going to agree with this, right? Oh, I could tell. I knew it the moment I saw you. The moment you walked in and sat down, I knew it. Oh, how did you know? She's going to like immediately, you kind of break it down a little bit, even if it's not completely accurate. Doesn't matter. She's going to believe it anyway. And she's going to think that you are the opposite of that. Okay. She's going to think you're dominant, you're assertive, you're experienced, you're competent, and you're going to get so many positive traits, a lot of bonus points there just from this topic, this cold read.
100%. Yeah, this is incredible. If you're not doing this, you're fucking up. We have a whole structure on that as well. Blood asks like question game. She asked you one. You asked. Yeah, I've played this a bunch of times. I actually when I was, this was probably 10 years ago, I bought a game or a bunch of games that were like questions that you could like pull out and ask. Then I actually developed my own game that were about like the topics that I thought were really good. So it was like force them to like ask these questions back and forth. That's like really nice training wheels that you can use. And it's good plausible deniability, like a way to get into some of these deeper topics under the guise of like a game. But ultimately you want to get to a level where you don't need to rely on this game. It feels a little bit gimmicky. So I would just lead the conversations there. I would just like fucking ask you these questions and then bait the questions back. that is going to feel a lot more fluid and a lot more like authoritative and dominant than like, hey, let's play a game. So look, don't get me wrong, like the game, I did that for a very long time. It works and it's great training wheels. It's just not optimal. But if you're at the minute where it's like hard to bring up these topics, you don't really, then for sure you could say like, hey, let's play a fucking game. Like, how honest are you? Right? She's like, I'm very okay. Let's test that. Let's ask a question each. She can ask the same question back. You can go first, or I'll go first, whatever, and then you can get into these topics. 100%. That works.
Yeah, that's very interesting because I messaged a girl this morning about recording a YouTube video, kind of like a question game, where she asked me these questions. I answered them, and you can kind of see how I frame the answers. So kind of like a date. Like she's across from me, and she's asking me questions. Like, this is how I'm going to answer a lot of these different questions, and frame it this way, add a little DHV. So may have that.
Well, that'd be fucking sick. Yeah, Swift has got some content coming out for you boys. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Pressure.
People watching. Yeah, so this would be like I do this a lot. Like you'd be on a date, and this is something I can't help. I just notice the fucking dynamics everywhere. And yeah, like sometimes I'll be on a date and I'll look over and be like, oh, see those two? They're on a first date right now. She's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, the girl's not that into him, but the guy really likes her. And then so we'll look over. So this can be a really nice way to almost like be giving advice or show your like social awareness. And it because it's environmental, like talking about that whole idea of flowing, that feels very organic. Now, it's tough because I don't know if most guys have the experience or the ability to like read the social cues that well to be able to do people watching that well. So I maybe, it might be a big distraction too. I'm going to maybe put this in safe. If you're really good at this, like this is like S tier shit. But I feel like for most guys, it's probably going to be like, oh, I think those guys are together. And then the girl will be like, oh, I think they might be friends. It could be like an interesting topic. Maybe you could talk about dynamics a little bit. But it depends how good at this you are. It might just be a big distraction from the date. So I'll put this as like safe.
And something I noticed why I do this as well. I do this now with like my main girl. And I've heard students who've never done this before, and they actually did a pretty decent job. It was kind of bad, and from my view, it was kind of bad. But like the girls were like, "Wow, that's incredible, that's amazing." So maybe it doesn't really take that much. Okay. But what I notice is like because guys ask like, how do you display awareness or social awareness within interactions, right? And I noticed that you're a lot closer to building connections with women if you could display a great social intelligence and social awareness. Like, there's something about that. I don't know exactly what that is. It's almost like if you don't have social awareness or social intelligence, women look at you or treat you like an NPC. Now, they may be retards and you might have gone to Harvard. It doesn't matter. If you're socially retarded, socially unaware, to them, you're just a retard. Even though she may have a little lower IQ when it comes to like,
science or
science or whatever, you know what I mean? So I think this is like a good way to just at least show a little bit of social awareness, and that's going to like help kind of open things up with her a little bit more.
Yeah, let's put it in A. I think even if you just confidently read, even if you're wrong, it's going to sound good. And she's going to go, yeah, let's put it A. Samuel, my man, I love you, but you clearly are getting some really whack information out there. We'll cover some of these questions. Okay, so like this is one. What if you talk about complex topics you know a lot about, show that you're intelligent, as studies show as an attractive trait, but some PUAs claim you should instead act dumber than you are. I would never tell someone to act dumb, but what I would say is you don't want to be having very logical, boring conversations with a girl. So like, I'm not going to pretend to be stupid in front of a girl, but I just realized that, yeah, talking about her fantasies and desires is probably going to be more optimal than talking about like a math theorem or some shit like that. So you can still display intelligence. Like we just said, people watching, you can display your social intelligence here, or even your intelligence, but like my go-to topic would not be like mathematics or something.
Samuel, he's very active on these live streams. I have a feeling that you're not in the mastermind, or you haven't spent much time in the mastermind. Is that accurate, Samuel? Because a lot of these a lot of these questions or curiosities would be solved very
quickly.
in the mastermind.
Yeah. Be curious, not dumb. Yes, true. Okay. Politics.
Ooh, man, I think that's just a very.
This is S tier, and let me tell you why. Okay. Yeah, it is. It is because you want to be able to screen for morons. Okay, you want to be able to screen for. So if she mentions like, hey, you know what? I love Trump. Okay, this is a good screening tactic. No, I'm kidding. All right. So yeah, this is.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably like don't go there. Again, if you share the same political views and she brings up something you agree with, like yeah, you could agree with that and.
I think she could be a fucking hardcore feminist, and you could be some like low T beta, like every liberal man. Like I don't know. She's probably gonna look. I dated. Let me tell you, I one time dated a very, very popular feminist. Okay, like she had a huge following. Okay, she would write about how consensual sex was rape. Okay. Think about that. Even if it's consensual sex, it's actually rape. You're actually being raped. Like, this is how feminist she was. And I remember giving her so much shit about these articles. I'm like, you're a dumb bitch. You know, like, you're fucking retarded. Like, I'm tired of seeing these goddamn. She replied to me, and we met up to talk. I fucked her for like the next 2 years. She cooked, she cleaned, and she would complain about liberal men. She'll show me all the DMs and like, I agree with you. I agree with you. She goes, if a guy agrees with me and says he's a male feminist, I end the date. I'd never see him again. So like, I think this is a little bit.
Well, I mean, yeah, it depends what you're agreeing on, obviously.
Love conservative men. They love dominant conservative men, liberal women. They don't like their liberal male counterparts. They just don't.
I understand with some views around like feminism. So like if a girl is like, yeah, consensual sex is rape, I think she's probably going to be attracted to a guy that stands up to that. Is like, we know that's bullshit. But if you're dating a girl that is left leaning and you're like, I love Trump, blah, 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 you're probably going to lose a lot of attraction there. So politics is something I avoid in most conversations.
Yeah. It's probably, I mean, if you want to have a good time and trigger some goddamn liberals.
I mean, if this is me and I meet a girl that is like, I love Trump, blah, blah, I do fucking confront her. I do. I basically call her a fucking moron. And yeah, I mean, you can make it work, but it's going to be the expense of like, you're going to have to be pretty skillful in that maneuver.
Like for the most part, it's just going to like, it's just gonna kind of fuck up the flow of the conversation. And like, you could fuck her, give her 30 orgasms, and tell her you love Trump after. Okay, like that's probably gonna work out a lot better for you.
And in terms of feminism, because someone asked this question earlier, I would agree. So what I usually do is I disagree and be like, feminism is stupid, right? So this whole emotional roller coaster, and she's like, what the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. You're like, let me explain, and then I'd agree with all the feminist characteristics that are really good for you. So the whole idea of being pro-sex and having your own opinion and doing what you want, for example, I agree with that shit. Yeah, you shouldn't be judged by fucking men. You should do whatever the fuck you want. Like if you want to sleep with a guy, you should sleep with a guy, right? And then you can even bring that up later. Like if a girl's like, I'm not sure if I should go to your house. I'm like, you know, we kind of joked about this before, but you could say like, that's what society wants you to think, right? Like that's why you're having this feeling. And so I can't tell you how many fucking feminists I've fucking slept with. And as Swiss said, like you even actually see this in studies where like feminists do like masculine traits. They do like benevolent sexism. Like they do like when a guy opens the door for them, even when they say like, oh my God, that's sexist or some shit. They do like when a guy pays for them most of the time, even though they'll say it's sexist. So yeah, like generally speaking, avoid politics, but yeah, you can use it to your advantage sometimes.
And you know what I noticed? Even, you know, the framing around like women should be able to have sex with anyone, that kind of framing that you'd use with like a liberal girl or a feminist. The thing is, very traditional conservative women will also like to hear that too. You know, like it's like she could be in his job, and she likes to hear that. It's fucking insane. So like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that just overlap with like the liberal feminists and the conservative woman. Women are women in a lot of regards. A lot of things don't change.
Travel. What do you think of travel?
Yeah, I mean travel. I think, especially if you travel quite a bit around the world, I think it's a great thing. It's a really good thing. I think for the most part, you say you travel the world. When I go, yeah, I travel the world. I go from here to here, and I do this year round. I've been doing this for like 12 years straight. Oh my God, what do you do for work? You must make money. You must have free time. That's women. Women love the free time, like more than the money. Like there's something about like they go, oh, so you could just like do whatever you want at any time. You can make your own schedule. Like you can just get up and try. They care so much more about that than like you have a really good job and you travel for work and you make a lot of money.
So like that freedom and time.
Freedom. Yeah. Yes. Freedom. Travel equals freedom. And that's just like, they're just thinking like, oh, hold on. So if I get with this guy, they're not thinking about the money. If I get with this guy, like I could have him in the morning if I want, or like in the evening, and I could like go with him when he travels to here, and we could have a little bit more free time. It's not super strict with like, going to the office. So if you have a lifestyle that's like that, at least like part of the year, I think talking about that is going to be a very good thing. And also, there's a segue that I talk about travel, and that travel goes into like all the different women I've had. Like, I had this conversation with a girl the other day because I added up like all the countries, the girls that I fucked. I don't know. Some estimates was like 103, and one was like 90. So I don't know which one is true, but at least 90 different countries. Okay, girls I fucked, ethnicities, nationalities. And like this was a very interesting conversation because the girl's like 90. What the fuck? UN only recognizes 195. And it's like, yeah, I don't count the African ones. They don't count. I said, listen, if I want to be in Africa, like it would be 130 or something, but like obviously not. I don't know. There's a lot you could do with travel. A lot of positive traits.
Especially, I feel if the girl's international. Right, like we've spoken about a lot about being able to relate it to her. Like if there's a girl from France and she's here in Sydney, and then I say, oh yeah, I love France, or what I typically say is, hang on, wait, where are you from? And I'm like, don't tell me you're from Paris, right? I'd mix that up a little bit, but essentially, like if you can show you understand her culture, her country, that builds a lot of attraction as well. So yeah, I think travel is like.
That is true.
It's almost like yes, but like I'd keep that in there. Yeah.
That is so true because we travel so much. We've been everywhere.
Yeah, we forget how much we do. Yeah,
we forget like the average guy. Like I asked a girl, she's from X, Y, and Z country. The guy has no idea where it is. About it. So this is like her average experience or some stereotypical thing like Borat, Kazakhstan. So like it is true. Like when a girl says I'm from Kazakhstan, I'm like, oh yeah, I know all about Kazakhstan or Kyrgyzstan or this country. That like, oh yeah, I know how the girls are, how the guys are, what your culture is like, what language you speak, who your neighbors are. Like I know some things about your politics or your government, and it's like, holy shit, you fucking like this is just big value compared to like the average guy.
Agreed. What do you think of memes? By the way, just quickly, everyone that is typing stuff in terms of suggestions to put on here, keep them coming. I'm making a list and we'll go through them at the end. So the next one was hypotheticals. That's awesome. If anyone has any other suggestions, let me know, and then we'll just add them towards the end. All right, sorry, go for it. Memes.
So on a date, I'm going to pull out memes. Probably not. I'm probably not going to pull out memes on the date. I mean, look, I have a meme folder that I would send girls. And I use them in very interesting ways, but a lot of them were hypersexual or set some sort of frame. Like for example, I had one. I don't know how this doesn't really do a whole lot. I don't think, but like there's one where it's like when she like bends over like this, that it's gonna be bad. Or I don't know what the meme was like, but essentially it was like a girl in doggy style, but like she's clearly like a virgin. She doesn't.
Oh yeah, she doesn't bend the back. Yeah. I know that one.
And I would just send this to like random girls I had slept with.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they'd be like, I know, hey, what do you want? I know this is not for me. So they would get like, they start qualifying like, no, I know how to like arch my back.
It's good.
I don't know. There's like some sexual memes that are pretty good. But I don't know. I see a lot of memes that guys send, and it's just like gay.
Yeah, this just gives me like very childish vibes, honestly. Oh my god, check out this meme or something. Like maybe if it's in the conversation, like maybe you're talking about sex and maybe a conversation comes up that like girls don't know how to fucking doggy properly or something. Like, but even then I wouldn't bring out the meme. It just feels like it takes away from it. Like it feels like it's more of a childish play. Then maybe I could conceive of like one scenario where bringing out a meme is like funny, interesting, and helpful in the interaction. But I think for the most part, if like memes, honestly, I want to put this as like, don't go there. It feels just like too childish and like takes away from the dynamic you can actually have between you and the girl. Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Unless you have a very popular meme page. Okay.
Yeah, unless you're a meme page status guy. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great status. You know, you got like 500,000 followers for your memes. The great memes are original. That may get you laid, but like, how many of you really have that?
Yeah, would you put it in boring or don't go there? What are you thinking?
I would just say don't go there because maybe it's not boring, but I don't know how well that is going to help the interaction.
Surrounding environment, this is pretty similar to people watching. It just depends what's like in the fucking environment. It's fairly safe. But I mean, this could be S tier, it could be D tier, because this basically just leads into whatever topic you're talking about in your environment. So yeah, whatever. I'll just put it like be safe. Most of these are just going to be like, oh damn, that's a really nice artwork or something, right? Like again, it could be S tier if maybe that was your artwork and you know this is your art gallery or some shit. But like for the most part, yeah, I think it's just gonna be safe.
Have you seen this piece? And it's like a retarded like painting on like,
just like a dot on the walls.
It's like, do you know what this means? Like there's actually it's like, well, that's just like a smiley. I'm like, no. It's not what the artist intended. You gotta look deeper. Yeah. What do you missing something right now? You're missing something. And then she thinks about it a little bit. I don't know if you could come up with some sort of way to
fuck around with
it or something. No.
UMP rite of passage, our boot camp. This is a great topic.
We got to go S. Okay,
that's an S tier.
So if you've been on a UMP ROP boot camp, clearly we want to talk about this on every single date.
Exactly. Okay? Bring this up. Instant close.
It shows like, hey, look, you want it yourself. You're trying to like improve yourself.
So it is masculine, dominant.
Certified. You know how to give orgasms. You know how to, shibari. You know how to take care of a girl. And there's a lot of pre-selection. Maybe some threesomes, gangbangs on the program. There's a lot of great stories you could tell from the 2-week ROP program that is in Budapest in August.
August
3rd, I think. Yeah.
I've got a link in the description actually if anyone wants to call. But like no joke, we've had girls that will tell us like I only sleep with UMP guys, right? Yes. Like they're on Tinder and they're like they're like just send me one of your students. Like let me know.
I had a girl last week. Said, "Do you have any UMP guys?" Yeah. She's watching this live stream right now, most likely.
No.
Do you have any UMP guys you could send me? Is there a RP coming in Warsaw or Budapest that I can kind of show up and maybe pull one of your students?
Because some girls might be like, do you have any like friends for me? Do you have any like blah blah? But girls to us, they're just like, yo, do you have any students? Right? Like, do you have any guys that you actually taught? And I was like, yeah. So
I gave away some if you guys are interested, girls to students, by the way. But when I left Warsaw, I'm like, I'm probably not going to come back for a while. I gave them away to students.
All right, next one is what you noticed about her. So any cold reads.
Yes. Absolutely.
S is going to be S. This is also kind of similar to like what her type is, or maybe around like advice you might give her. But like, yeah, if you can cold read her and start to identify and show that you understand her as a person, this is one of the greatest teachers, greatest topics you can bring up. Now, again, if you're new to this, you might falter. Like I've seen some guys be like, oh, you are, and they pick like some random country. You're from New Zealand. And the girl's like, no. And he's like, oh, damn. And it's like, well, you just kind of fucked up that cold read. Like there's a much better way to do this. You could say like, hang on, you're not from New Zealand, are you, right? Or you could build some intrigue. Or you could say like, are you from New Zealand? She's like, no, I'm Canadian. And you're like, you have a very New Zealander vibe. And then you could explain what that vibe is that can relate to her. So there's really nice ways to build up on these cold reads. They can start with something simple about like where they're from, or you know, what's their you know, what their favorite music is, what they do for work, you know, what their friends might be like. And then they can start leading to what her fantasies and desires are and what her type is. So you could use this topic as a way to navigate through all of these through cold reads. It's super powerful.
And if you notice something about her that she never really noticed about herself, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're like, she's learning something about herself that she never knew. This is going to build so much authority. Like you're going to be able to assert or cold read a lot of things in the future that may not be so accurate, and she's going to believe it. She's going to fully believe it because of a couple good cold reads that she learned about herself.
100%. Yeah, this is definitely yes. Money. Oh,
the thing is, man, like this like you really could talk about the $5 million it made last month. It's going to be like a DHV, like of course. But on a date, let's say, I wouldn't want her to only focus on money as the like main or only value that I have. So personally, I avoid money. I could talk about travel, work, and there could be some indication like, okay, I don't know how well he's doing, but he's got to be doing very well if he's traveling the world like this, right? So I like a little bit more mystery, but I'm not hyper focused on that. I'm not like throwing out there like, hey, this is my main value. Like, do you want this or not? Because guess what? That's what she's going to go after. A lot of guys do this. That's your only value. Guess what? She's going to gold dig. She's going to want you to take her on expensive dates and gifts. And this is your only value. That's how women will treat you.
Yeah, it's tough because you need a balance here. Some guys will. There's like three categories here when I think of money. There's going to be one category where all the guy fucking does is talk about how much money he has. And as you said, there's no other value. That's all the girl's going to go for. She's going to pigeonhole into like, he's just going to provide for me. Then you have the category of guys that talk about money as a struggle, right? Like, oh, you know, things are so expensive now. Or they'll talk about like ways that they've been like nifty with money. They're like, oh yeah, I saved up these coupons and I got this thing like half price or some shit. Or they're like, yeah, I took us to this bar because tonight they have a special on that you blah, 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 blah. If you're talking about money in a way that you're like trying to save it, or it's a problem, or that like you put a lot of value into it, that's also going to be a really big problem. And then you could talk about money in the sense that Swift kind of spoke about, where you have it, but you're not really talking about the money itself. You're talking about what it does for you. So yeah, I'm able to travel around the world. I have a really good job. And here I'd even throw in the opposite of what I said before, where like, it's just not a problem. It's just, you don't care about it, right? Like some girls will do this whole money thing where they'll say like, oh my God, the drinks are so expensive here. And I'll be like, oh yeah, it's not that bad. And they're like, no, they're like $30 a drink or something. And I'm like, yeah, but look how cool this bar is. And they're kind of in shock because they're expecting you to also be the bitch to be like, oh my God, the money's so fucking annoying. Da, da, da. But it doesn't mean anything to you. It's not a fucking problem. All right. It's simple as that. So it really, 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 really depends how you're like managing this. I'd probably, where do we put money? I think if you're doing all these other things appropriately and you're displaying that you're successful, then like money is probably just something I wouldn't talk about. Like it should just not be a problem. I'd probably put it as like, don't go there.
Yeah. If there's gonna be guys who are like, well, money actually it builds attraction. Sure. Like you could talk about the millions of dollars you make and the, all this stuff, but it's probably better to like build up your value in other ways, like display value in other areas where you're not hyper focused on the amount of money you make.
Yeah. I would talk about the success I have and what the money brings you.
Yeah.
So like it's tough because it depends on the guy that we're talking to. Let's say, for example, you are super successful. You have millions of dollars, right? Yeah. Here, like you could talk about what you want to get up to on the weekend. You're like, yeah, I went out on my yacht. You know, I went around like blah blah. But I wouldn't say that like, oh yeah, I just made another deal and I made another $1 million last Saturday or some shit. right? Like that's going to feel a little bit arrogant. It's going to feel like you're trying to lead with money. Yeah.
You know,
Talk about the things that.
It reminded me of me and Alex used to talk about our deals that we closed in night game. I'm like, fuck, man, like that's amazing. You just closed this $2 million deal last week. It's like, yeah, $2 million is pretty good. The 2 weeks before that, it was actually at $5 million. This is kind of like an extension, so it's really $7 million. And the amount of girls that would like just come over, like, hey, do you have a lighter? Or like come around and just like,
yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think about framing saving money? Okay, like saving money, being, let's say, aware of the price tag or discounts.
Yeah, like money should just not be. It should just not be something you care about.
What if you frame it as sexy? This is so sexy when a woman's like very conscious about these things. Like I find.
Oh, when you make her, when it's sexy when she's conscious of money.
Yes, where she's like,
because then I'd be worried that a lot of guys are just still, they make money like this big deal where the fear is the girl's gonna like lose all my money. Mm-hmm. So it's like I find it really nice when women are like money conscious and they don't spend too much, but because all the girls thinking is you're fucking tight and you don't want to spend money on a fucking woman, right? And sure, I get that. Like you don't want to go like fucking going and buying a bunch of handbags or some shit. But in her mind, it's going to be like, this is a stingy guy that doesn't want to pay for dinner, right? Like I think that's how a lot of women are going to read it. Yeah, I just wouldn't spend the time on it.
What about gambling?
What is in your gambling?
I don't know. Gambling. I don't know. Going to the casino, gambling.
I think that's a little bit DHV. All right, if you have enough money to like throw it, but again, you don't want to sound like you have a habit, right? But yeah, like I will talk about the casino. Like if I went to the casino on the weekend, I'd be like, yeah. And I don't even mind talking about losing the money. It doesn't even have to be like, oh, I made all this fucking money or some shit. I'd be like, yeah, I went to the casino, I had a fucking amazing time. I lost way too much money, but good times, right? Like that's DLV, right? I'd 100% say that. Now it might be better if you played poker and you're intelligent about it and you made some fucking cash from it. But like, even if you were to lose money, as long as you're not making it sound like money's a big thing. Like if you won and you're like, I went to this casino, did you have fun? Well, I was down $400 and then I got to like a plus 100. Then, oh my God, I lost 200 more. Anyway, I ended up 300 up. Now it just sounds like, oh, you fucking care about his money, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna put this in D.
Sounds good.
Family.
Mm-hmm. I like me personally, I would just avoid talking about family.
Yeah.
Like there are other topics that I could talk about that's going to help like build attraction, and build sexual attraction, build my value up, outside of like getting, I don't get too into talking about my mom or something. A lot of guys will talk about their mom. Oh, like I heard Infield from students where they kept bringing up their mom, and like after, what are you doing next? Oh, I'm going to my mom's, and this is my mom. She's gonna think you're a mama's boy. Like that is gonna be a massive fucking turnoff if you just continually talk about your mom. But something that you used to do when you talked about your sister.
Like you could, but that was like, that can work. To me, that was almost like a friend thing as well. But like the issue is if the girl brings up family, you don't want to just get off the topic right away, because then it sounds like you don't have a fucking family or they all hate you or some shit. So again, like same way you talk about like a past relationship and never wants to be negative, family, always just keep positive. Yeah, I'm close to my family. It's nice or whatever. Oh, am I back?
You're back now, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, talk about family in a positive way. I used to bring my sister in, okay? So when girls had concerns or some shit, or there was like safety things, I'd bring in that whole idea of like the overprotective older brother to show that like I understand where she's coming from. That worked really, really well. So you could use that as a strategy, but I wouldn't be talking about like, yes, I love my family. We spend every weekend together. I call them all the time. Like this is something the girl can find out later on in the relationship, which is going to be a positive. But right now, she's looking for like the sexual tension side of things. She's not looking for the carer provider, really nice, sweet guy side of things. You want to lead with more of the dominant angle, and then you could soften it, right? You could soften it with the my little sister stuff. You could soften it with like maybe some family stuff, but like it should only be used as like a softening mechanism as opposed to like I'm leading with this for attraction mechanism.
Yeah, I used to like, I never talked about my family, especially like on the first meet, but I would ask the girl about her family. So, because like I want to know if the dad is there or not. You know, like, where's her dad? So, dad, dad, he left when I was 8 years old. I don't know, like that's gonna tell me that she may have some daddy issues, and that's gonna like kind of shift up maybe the way that I approach the date. Like frozen again, goddamn. Oh, there you are.
I'm back.
So like that could tell me a little bit. Like she's like, oh yeah, my dad, my dad. I have no daddy. He left out of my life. You know, it's like, oh okay. Like, all right, well, I'm gonna do a little daddy dom, fucking role play or some shit right here and see that.
I'm your daddy.
Yeah, but other than
what about ambitions?
Ambitions.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is like an A, especially if you don't have much going on here for like your work right now. So ambitions is going to be especially for guys that are younger. So if you're like 19, 20 years old, it's really hard to teach me on much. I mean, you're still developing your fucking life and lifestyle. But here's where you'd really focus on your ambitions. Like where I'm at right now, ambitions can be nice to like throw in there, but really it's just easy for me to talk about where my life is like right fucking now. It's going to be attractive enough as it is. But ambitions is important, yeah.
But I think guys make a lot of mistakes. Like even if they're somewhere good and they talk about like the future or what they want to achieve, their ambitions, they soften this up way too much.
Yeah.
Soften this. Like I don't give a fuck if you talk about how you're going to become the prime minister of your country one day. Like tell the girl that, you know what I mean? Like if that's something you kind of want to do, or maybe you're just like, fuck it, I'll just make this sound a little bit crazy. If you're confidently talking about your ambitions and they're like crazy, like I'm gonna buy a fucking, like I had a student and we're like talking about the intro call, like what do you want in game and life and so forth. One guy was talking about all kinds of crazy shit. He wants this, and this, and I have like a 5-year plan to have this yacht is $20 million. I'm gonna make this amount next month. I'm getting to politics in 10 years, and I'm going to see like where that goes. And maybe I'm going to be a senator, a congressman. Maybe I could become a president one day. We'll see about that. And it's like, I don't know. Like I looked at him a lot different. Different. I'm like, fuck, man, I got to be friends with this guy. I got to perform very well as a coach so that, maybe I could get in the White House one day. Like really DHV your ambition. Make it sound incredible, like actually unrealistic almost, right?
Bro, I saw a guy doing a similar tier list and he put that he's like, don't go there. And he said, yeah, he's retired. He goes, girls only care where you're at right now. They don't care about your fucking dreams. And it's like, yo, you are so dumb. Like the amount of girls that date guys because they think they're going to be like a famous rock star one day or something, and they're in their garage playing guitar. Like the amount of girls that date like an artist because like they think they're going to like. Another way to think about this is you're showing them who you are right now through your ambitions. Yes. So yeah, sure, you're not the prime minister right fucking now, but it shows you're the type of man that wants to fucking lead, that is dominant, that like knows what he wants, he's going to go fucking after it. That like this shows the woman who you are right now. So yeah, 100%. Like especially 18, 19-year-olds, young guys, if you don't have much going for you right now, this is going to be like one of your real go-tos.
And if you're incredibly confident, if you know how to like talk about your ambitions very well, okay, with absolute certainty and confidence, and it sounds like you do have a bit of a plan to get there, a lot of women will absolutely assume you will get there. That's the thing.
Yeah,
they'll go, oh, this guy's, he's going to get there. I know it. Yeah. I absolutely fucking know it. I remember I had one girl. This was before I was just getting into like the pickup stuff. Like I had like 5 followers or something in my group. Like it was like nothing. And I remember her going, "Oh, the way that you talk about this and everything, I know you're going to get there. Like you're going to be very successful, and this is going to work out very well for you. I can easily tell. I know it." Like,
bro, I just thought of something. Oh my god. I have female friends that do this shit with guys. And like the funniest thing is I meet these guys and I think they're not amounting to anything. I mean, these guys are like, they're fucking losers. But like they will just tell the girls, and not even in a great way what their ambitions are. It's not even great. Women just convince themselves it's going to be true. So like you don't even, honestly, it's better if you do this effectively and you have the confidence. But I've seen guys do this very poorly where I look at them like, you're not going to amount to anything. And the girls are convinced they're going to become something, and they're like convinced they have all these traits and things right now. So like, yeah, I just remember that. Like some guys, you don't even need to do this that well when it works. So yeah, 100%.
Because I think most guys just kind of like downplay everything, or like
true.
themselves, or they sound like it, and they frame it that way. Oh, it's nothing. Like they're trying to be humble, but they just sound like low self-esteem and like no ambition. So I think I feel like that is kind of the average guy, maybe, or at least the average experience for girls with the average guy.
I would say that is probably one of the biggest mistakes guys make in game is downplaying. Or like what you said, they don't think about trying to be humble is the biggest mistake. One of the biggest mistakes, guys. That's why next week we're going to have a DHVs and we're going to explain like why that is just cancer for your game. But we see that a lot.
Bro, oh man, the amount of feedback I've gotten about my narcissism, like my main girl will talk about how she like, you made this statement and you said it like this, and I'm like, fuck, that sounds delusional as shit. Like that sounds so narcissistic. And like every time I would deliver a very assertive but narcissistic delusional statement, she would get so turned on. Like women get so turned on when you're like ultra like arrogant, narcissistic. I don't know. I see the look on their face, like they're getting wet. Being humble doesn't do that at all. In fact, you think you're being humble, she just sees like low self-esteem and low confidence.
Yeah. The only time humbleness ever works is if she already views you as a super high value guy. So like humbleness works. Like if you have like some famous movie star and a girl comes up and he's like, "Oh my God, you're my hero. Oh my God, you're amazing." Like blah, blah, blah. If that guy was then to turn around and maybe the girl asked about his next movie and he's like, yeah, look, honestly, it wasn't one of my best ones. Like it's okay. Like that comes across as humble, but he already has the value. So like be as humble as you want. But you need to first demonstrate all that fucking value. Then you can decide to be a little bit humble.
Oh
but before that, you just seem like
you're so good in bed. Oh my God, how'd you do that? 30 orgasms. That's so. It wasn't my best performance. Like
exactly, yeah.
It was not that good. Like I'm sorry about that. Like I'm going to try harder next time and perform better. Like I am so sorry about that. What do you mean sorry?
That was nothing.
That was incredible. It was the best. I'm sorry. Like I really need to do better next time. Trust me, I'm working on this. Okay.
Yeah, 1,000%. Ideal relationship. This is going to be similar to like her type and what you notice about her and advice. You can kind of lead into this. The reason I'm going to put it A instead of S is it's framed like relationship. I'd be careful on a first date. You're not getting into these like. So I have a student that I've been coaching recently, and his issue is a lot of girls were just messaging him after dates and saying, "Hey, you're really sweet. You're really nice. I got along really well. There was great chemistry, but I just want to be upfront with you. I just don't think we're looking for the same thing." Or like there was variations of these messages. Another one was, I've started seeing someone else, and I want to be honest with you. There was a lot of these types of messages, and I'm like, bro, I never get these. Like this is indicating there's like a relationship frame happening, and this was one of the questions he was asking. Is like, what's your ideal relationship? Like, what do you look for when you settle down with someone? Now you can soften this a little bit and just use what type of guy do you like? Or what type of guy do you, I hate the word relationship, having dynamics. Like you could go to those conversational topics, but as soon as you're talking about relationships on the first date, it can feel a little bit too soft. It can feel a little bit too romantic and a too relationship framed. So I'll keep it in A because it's still the right idea. It just really matters how you frame this.
Yeah, and I have talked about like ideal relationship, but I don't frame it as ideal relationship. I frame it as like ideal
like dynamics
or male female
yeah.
dynamics.
Yes,
like
yes.
I remember I'm so glad I did this from the beginning with my main girl. I laid out exactly how I expect. I said, look, I don't know if I'm ever going to get married or ever going to get in a relationship, but if I were to one day in the future, this is how she's going to behave from day one. This is what she's going to do. This is exactly how I want it to look like. So I'm glad I set a lot of these frames, but I didn't. I even put like, look, I don't even know if I'll ever get married or like ever have a relationship at all. So it's more like the male female dynamics.
Nice. Hobbies. Depends what the hobbies are. I would either put this B or A. I'm going to say A if your hobbies are actually attractive. So if you're talking about like one of your hobbies is even something simple as like surfing or MMA, then it's going to be attractive. When I talk about my hobbies, I talk about like shibari and tying women up. But if your hobbies are playing computer games or putting together puzzles or something, again, unless the girl inherently like has the same hobby, you're probably either it's just going to be like safe or boring. So I would put it in A, assuming that you have attractive hobbies.
Yeah, I had a girl somewhat recently go, is that all your hobbies? This is just like giving orgasm, like I'm like, well, usually they don't say that. And I go, I was stuck. I was like, I go, well, I'm gonna say I play like basketball. I used to like my whole life, but like I don't look like I play basketball. I'm like, well, I like to travel. It's like, well, that's not a hobby. I'm like, oh fuck. Okay. I like making money. Giving orgasms, you know, it's like, yeah, but that's not a hobby. Like that's all you do. And I'm like, fuck. She put me in this like negative frame here that I'm just
like hobby police, bro.
Like I'm like, man. Like, do I say knitting or something? Like, what the fuck do I say?
that would be fucking hilarious, right? You pull out knitting. Feel like a crochet kid behind you.
Therapeutic, and you know,
it's gold. Let's go at love languages.
Man, you know what? I think it's I don't know. It always annoyed me when, especially guys, would talk about love languages. Like, this is my love language. Like, this is gay as fuck. Like, why are you talking? But I started to play around with it a little bit. Okay, like I started talking about love languages, and women just love talking about love languages. I don't know what it is. Like, you bring up love language, they go, oh. Okay, love languages. Like, what's your love? And they just get into it. So it's like,
I love it. Yeah,
it's like I hated it, and I thought it was gay, but the women love talking about it. And if you can, like, there are ways you could frame it where you could like communicate certain things, the way that you want her to like behave or to like communicate with you, and it also can give you a little bit of insight into how she likes to be communicated with. Let's say, or different actions.
Yeah, I usually just shift this over to like the desires. So like, yeah, you can talk about love languages and she'll be like, yeah, you know, I'm more of a tactile person, or, you know, I like when people like, what is it, gift offering or something, or acts of service or some shit like that. Yeah, I would just shift that over into like sex languages, basically. So if she's talking about tactile stuff, I'll be like, yeah, you know, you must love massages then, right? And go into that type of thing. If she talks about like words of affirmation, I'll be like, oh, do you have a little bit of a praise kink? Like, do you like it when guys say like, oh, you're such a good girl, it's really nice, like blah, blah. So like, I love this because it's a safe way. Like those that were asking before, like, how do I just ask her what her fucking fantasies and desires are? Like if something comes up around love languages, that's a really nice transitional topic that you can lead into like one of these like S tier things. So
yeah, so true.
Yeah, warning. As long as you're not sitting there only talking about like love languages and telling the girl like, yes, the way I like to receive love and affection from a girl is like words of affirmation. That's really important. If you start like doing that, you just sound like a fucking pussy. But no, it's a great way to lead into these topics.
Yeah, you could deliver like I think I told Micro like words of affirmation. Like I did that kind of thing. Like that's what I really like respond very well to. And she's like, "No, you're just a narcissist. You just want compliments. You know, you just want to be reaffirmed about everything that you do." And I'm like, "Fuck, man." She like called me out on it. It's like, okay, it's like, you know, I guess if you talk like that, she's like, "Come on, you're just a fucking narcissist, man." Yeah.
yeah, that might work if you come across as a narcissist first, I guess. I just be careful of like not
complimented.
Yeah.
I need to be complimented at least 5 or 6 times a day. I need that validation. Okay.
You're looking really good today, by the way, Swift. So handsome. Damn.
Oh,
Maybe it's new lighting or something. It looks really good on you. Let's go. Dude, astrology. I really want to put this S tier. I don't know if it belongs there, but holy fuck, I love. Now this, I'm not going to put it S tier because not every girl's into astrology. But like when you find a girl that is into astrology or brings it up, it is such an easy way to like fucking build attraction with this girl. In the same way that I guess there's an argument to be made that like you could say like, well, if a girl's really into anime, can't you just say like you're into anime too and kind of make it work? I guess so, but I just feel like there's so many girls that are into astrology. It leads really, really well into this whole idea of advice and what you notice about her. It's really hard to do that with anime, but like astrology is natural to be like, oh, you're a Gemini. Oh, that's really interesting. All my exes were Geminis, right? Or you're a Gemini. That's a fire sign or whatever. I don't know what fucking sign it is, right? But you could be like, oh, that's this type of sign. That tells me a lot about what you need in a man, right? So like, it's just so easy to do all these ST topics through astrology. So if the girl's into it, it's a bit of a cheat code.
Like sometimes you can't escape it. So like I most of the time I don't bring up astrology, but girls will bring up astrology. They'll be like, "Oh, by the way, what's your sign?" Like I had this a week ago. "What's your sign?" I go, "Oh, it's Cancer." You know, "Oh wow, yeah, you're very sensitive." I go, "Yeah, I'm a very sensitive guy." you're so. She's like doing this cold read, and it's like you kind of have no choice but to like be on this topic. So you might as well get really good at talking about astrology, or like cold reading her back on like her sign or something. So like I feel like you kind of have to get somewhat good at create a routine around astrology.
Yeah, dude. I had a student, this was like 4 years ago, and this topic came up. He's like, yeah, I had a girl who listened to me in Infield astrology, didn't know what to do about it. And I was like, bro, this is like a fun way. Like we spoke, it just fits all these topics plus trolling. Like have fun. Like you don't have to be super serious. Like, okay, I'm going to study astrology. You don't actually need to study anything about it, right? You just need to know female psychology. You just need to know all this stuff. And the literally next girl that he went out and approached that week happened to be like a big astrology girl, and he pulled her and he's like, holy fuck, this astrology shit works like crazy. And he expected it was going to work on like every single girl. And I'm like, not every girl. He thought like I just gave him this like magic cheat code that's like 100% success rate. I'm like, only works on astrology girls, right? If they don't believe in astrology, you can't bring this up and it's going to work. But like he pulled that next girl. And so, yeah, it can be a really easy cheat code. Childhood, I'm going to like put maybe similar to family. I just like don't go there. I don't think like even the girl's childhood, I feel like there's just so much room for like fucking trauma and shit like that you don't want to talk about. And then your childhood, no one gives a fuck. So like I just put that as like don't go there.
Yeah, it's probably not a good
idea. Secret talents, I guess like similar to hobbies, but like yeah, if you have secret talent of giving girls multiple orgasms, tying her up, then it's probably going to be great. Future, yeah, exactly. Yeah, some cool things about you. Future projecting. What do you think about this?
Well, I think you could fall into the trap that your student did with the ideal relationships, where you're like future projecting, like a second date, a third date, and then like a relationship and all the. A lot of guys think that women want to hear this, on the first date, it scares women away. Scares a lot. Unless you're dating some chick in her 30s to the 35, so single mom or something. You know what I mean? Like she wants to hear this. But no, like you trust me, you're going to scare. Like I've talked to a lot of women who just came back from dates and they're like, no, this is not going to work out. Because look, if you're future projecting certain things on day one, she's going to assume if she goes on a second date, you're going to get a little bit needier, a little bit more eager, and you're going to like move a little bit too quick, a little too serious, right? So she wants to cut this off before you get too attached. Like this is what she's worried about. So if you show signs you may think is not a big deal, to a lot of women, you show a couple signs here and there, she's going to go, well, that couple things is going to get worse. And I have this experience, and like on the 5th date, this guy becomes a stalker. He's blowing up my phone. He's showing up at my work. He's attached, and I never even slept with him. This is not good. I want to avoid this situation because it's actually kind of dangerous. Okay, this is actually a dangerous situation. So you want to be very, very careful about future projecting. However, if you're sexualizing very well, and you think there's going to be a concern or an objection around like you're just going to sleep with me and that's it, you're never going to see me again, then you could future project more sex, get more meets in the future, right? So like I've had girls go, well, what if you just like that's it, like that's all, I just give you 10 orgasms, like you're not gonna see me again, like I'm done with that. I don't want, like, even if it's 10 orgasms, I don't want to do that. I go, listen, 10 orgasms is nothing. My goal is to get you to 50 one day, but I'm gonna have to see you like who knows how many times before I get there. So I'm going to have to see you many, many times after this. So like if I have it really sexualized, I'll kind of future project that way. And there's all kinds of other ways you could do that. So it depends on how you future project.
Yeah, I want to add on to the whole idea of like the single mom thing, because I think what a lot of guys think is that there might be some guys out there that are looking for something serious, right? And they think, well, if I meet a girl that's looking for something serious, then I want to show her I'm also looking for the same. So they want to come out and give us some stability and say, yeah, listen, next week, let's go on another date. And, you know, maybe we'll do this, this, and this. And, you know, in a couple of weeks, there's this really cool music, the band or some shit that we both like. Let's go watch that. Or, you know, maybe there's food that you really share. There's a really nice restaurant that I like. Let's go do this shit. What you don't realize is even girls that are looking for a relationship are always going to prioritize attraction over that. And so like if you have two men and one man is actually like, you know what, I'm going to hold back on future projecting. I'm going to keep this a little bit mysterious. What that signals to the girl is this guy has a lot of options. He's probably got more standards and he's a more valuable man. So she's going to think, yes, I want something serious, but I want it with that guy. And I'm going to try and make it happen with that guy. Whereas guy B over here is like, yes, I want to settle down, have 2 kids and be in a relationship with you. And when you're free for an next date. And she's thinking, yeah, he kind of ticks that box of wanting something serious, but like, he's not that valuable of a man. And I don't want to settle down with someone like that. Like we want to be able to chase for this. So like in guys' mind, very logically, you're like, well, this is what she wants. Like this is what she said, what she wants. But what you're missing is she doesn't want a guy that's easy. And you're making yourself super easy, super available. You're just ruining everything. Now, there are exceptions. If there's a girl that's very, very desperate, maybe she's been hurt a bunch of times before, she's got like 3 kids at home and she's trying to support, maybe she will prioritize the guy that is like future rejecting, but like for the most part, they're just not going to. So this is why it's so frustrating, right? But you hear women that are like, I just want to settle down. I can't find any guys that want to settle down. It's because the ones that do aren't attractive, right? So it's frustrating to hear. It's annoying. It's just the way it is. So yeah, I would, as Swift said, unless you're dealing with objections, put it down here. Dreams. I guess we could think about this as what you've dreamt about, or maybe your ambitions. Since we've done ambitions, do you want to do your dreams? Because I think this is interesting. I think this could be good. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I've used dreams quite often. Yeah. I mean, I had dreams routines. Like in ancient times, like 15 years ago, I had dream routines. Bro, I used it like 5 times in the last, like, I don't know, 5 days. Like, I was like, I had a fucking dream. You know, like I just man, I don't know if my girl's even watching this. So I have to like be careful. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
The way you rotate.
I don't know. Maybe I don't think she gives a fuck. But I don't know. Like I'm like, you know what? I woke up one day. I'm like, man, things are a little too good, too nice. I gotta give her a little drama or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I'm like, it's too good right now. I gotta throw something at her. So I show up. She's like, "Wow, you're in the gym early." You know, we met at the gym, and I go, "Listen, you're on thin ice right now." She's like, "What?" I go, "You're on thin ice for the next fucking 2 months. You better behave." She's like, "Why? What did I do?" I go, "I had a dream." She goes, "What? You had a dream?" I go, "I'm just saying, because you know, girls use this on you." I found a lot of girls. I go, "Listen, I had a dream, and I don't want to talk about it. I'm just saying, I'm pissed off at you right now, and you better be nice the next 2 fucking months. You understand? You better behave." And she's like, "What was the dream?" I go, "Don't ask about that, okay?" And now she's curious about what the dream is, and she's guessing. She's like, "Is it this?" She's like, well, the first guess was like, Did I not like listen to your orders?" I'll go, "It's worse than that. Was I like doing what you told me to do?" And I go, "It's worse. I'm not telling you what it is. You better be on your best behavior." So like, let's switch it up a little bit. I did like pre-selection dreams. I talk about like I fucking destroyed like 100 girls, you know. Now, if you want to reopen a girl, do the dream. "Hey, I had a dream about you." A lot of guys like, fuck, I don't know how to reopen this girl that I slept with like 2 weeks ago. What do I do? It's been 2 weeks. She hasn't like sent me a message. Just send, "I had a dream about you."
I prefer you used to use this wording, "I had a dream and you were in it."
I had a dream and you were in it. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You were in my dream. I do this with my main girl too. I go, "I had a dream and you were in it." She's like, "What was it?" And then I'm like trying to create this like situation where there's like 3 other girls that I'm fucking, and she's like in the corner, like it was so hot. Like let's try to like kind of get a feel for like, "Oh, what do you think about like this?" Like it was hot in the dream. You enjoyed it then. You might enjoy it right now, you know. So there's all kinds of ways you could use this, but like on the first date, I mean, I think if you there's a lot of stories you could tell, or a lot of frames you could set, or just a subject you could get onto that you may not know how to get onto because it's like sexual. And you're like, how the fuck do I get on this particular subject, the sexual subject, without being like creepy or weird? You could just say, "Oh fuck, man, talking about dreams. I had a crazy dream last night." Like, what was your actually, I don't know if I could tell you. Like, it's like I have like some crazy wild dreams, and like last night it was hot as fuck. It was really hot, but I just met you. Like, it's pretty explicit. And she could be like, "No, I don't give a fuck. Like, tell me the dream is just a dream. Just tell me." And you could be like, "Oh man, this like sexy blonde. Maybe she's blonde. You know, had this sexy blonde, look kind of Swedish. She kind of look like you a little bit." And I had her tied up to my fucking bed. Okay, I had this pink rope. Okay. Like, I don't even have pink rope. I'm gonna go buy some. And I tied her up. She looked beautiful in Shibari. Have you know Shibari? Let me show you some photos. This is what it looks like. And I just put blindfold on her. I teased between her fucking legs until she was soaking wet. She was begging for it. "Fuck, just make me come, please. Just fucking make me come." Do you know what I did? I took her panties and shoved them in her fucking mouth so she couldn't beg anymore. Okay. And I continued just to tease her on her clit little by little. And I'm like, fuck, man, it was just so fucking hot. I don't even want to tell you what happened next because it's a lot more explicit. Now, you have permission to do this. Okay. She begged for you to tell her about this dream. You warned her that it was explicit. Now you're like, hold on a second. If he's having dreams like this and explaining it this way, this guy has experience. Okay, like this guy knows what he's doing. He said he has blindfold, rope, shibari at home. He knows how to tease. He's talking about it in a very sexy way, like he's lowering his tone. She's gonna get a little bit horny. Her pussy's gonna tingle a little bit, and she's gonna be drawn to this. She's gonna need to know more about the dream and what happened at the end. And then you go, "What do you think about that? What do you think about that? You like that? Have you ever experienced shibari? Have you ever been tied up? Or are you into like more BDSM? You like to be degraded?" So now you get on this topic about what she's into. She's like, "I don't know if I want to talk about this. How about this? What dreams what dreams have you had like that? You know what I mean? So that could be a way to like bring this up on a date to get that sexual compliance.
Yeah, dreams are so like. There's so many different ways to use this. I love the relationship one because like, if you've been in a relationship for years, then you want to keep it exciting. And maybe we could do actually a tier list on how to keep it exciting. But like, if I've been at home for 3 days just fucking working and I go to the gym, like sometimes some interesting shit happens at the gym where my girl can be like, how was your day? And I'm like, oh, get this, blah, blah. But honestly, for the most part, 3 days could go by. And if I'm just working, it's not that exciting, right? It's hard to like bring some emotion and storytelling into like a fucking relationship when you've done nothing for 3 days. Whereas dreams, yeah, that's a really nice way to storytell and bring emotion into your fucking day. How was your day? If you can start to bring that in there. So it could be, as Swift said, where it's like, oh, fuck, you're in trouble now. Or it could be like a sexual fantasy, like, oh my God, you were doing XYZ, it was so fucking hot. But even just random shit. Bro, like sometimes I'll be telling my girls about like I was in fucking war fighting off aliens and shit. The other night I stole a plane and like I flew it up into the air. I was like parachuting out of this bad boy. Like that is some interesting cool shit. And bro, there was one girl that I ran that routine on where I was like, I had a dream and you were in it. She was like, what was it? Bro, I just spat out this like huge long like sex basically where I was describing exactly what happened. And then the next time she was over, she's like shuffling stuff around and she like puts my laptop on the desk and I'm like, what are you doing? Then I remembered my dream was like I walked in and she was like playing with herself while watching porn and I grabbed her and I threw her against the wall and shit. So she was trying to set up the left. She was like planning. She wanted to like reenact the entire dream that I had. And I was like, bro, this is hilarious. So it is it's pretty powerful. Like, can you use it effectively on a first date? I think some guys might struggle with this. So I'm not going to put it S tier, even though I want to.
But can I tell you? Because I also had another dream about hot little midgets. Okay, so sexy midgets, and like one looked exactly like my girl, and I told her it's like it looks just like you, but like midget. And she every once in a while she'll send me reels for like, oh, this one kind of looks like me. Like we have to find some midgets. So like she's like absolutely like down. She's like, we have to do this like midget like threesome thing and like find a girl that kind of looks like me as well. And it's hilarious. So I pretty soon I may have a little midget.
I want to hear about that if that happens. That's going to be a live show on its own. Yep. Talking about achievements. that could be. Yeah, this is going to be similar to like hobbies, secret talents. We'll put achievements up here too. Mm-hmm. Concerns. So this is something I don't hear coaches talk about in terms of topics of conversation that should come up. Figuring out like logistics and her concerns is a topic you should spend time on. So if you're on the date, it's cool you build all this level of attraction. But as Swift said before, if she brings up that like, I didn't have sex on the first date, or she brings up like religion or some shit, or if she brings up, I have to wake up early in the morning, or like, I don't think you'd want to see me again, right? Like, it seems like you have so many options. Like, why would you? I feel like I'm going to get hurt here. This is a topic of conversation that I would say needs to happen in every conversation, because at some level, there's going to be a concern that you deal with, even if it's not necessarily like a big topic of conversation. Something as simple as, if you're at the club, finding out if her friends are there. Something as simple as like, finding out how far away she lives from you or some shit like that. Doesn't have to be like this big topic, but it has to be addressed at some point in that interaction when you go for the pool, right? So I think concerns is every conversation.
Yep.
Then this is going to be similar, but like sexual shame. I'll put this here because it doesn't have to be every conversation, but this builds compliance. So the whole idea that we spoke about this before with feminism, right? Like, you want to encourage the girl to be able to fuck whoever she wants and not be judged by it. Someone brought up earlier in chat, should you talk about body count? No, right? You don't have to. Like, you can talk about pre-selection and about girls that you slept with, but I wouldn't say like, what's your body count? Mine's fucking 740, whatever it is. So if she brings up body count, then I've heard so many coaches say, just say 12 because it's like a good number that's not too high, not too low. You sound like a fucking virgin. Like, Jesus Christ, why would you lie?
Hers is probably like 20 or something.
Yeah.
You know, like,
if she brings up body count, I'm just on it. If yours is low, then maybe don't say the exact number. But I'm just honest. I'm like, honestly, a lot.
You know what I do? I want to know how she views me at this point.
What do you think it is?
Like, first of all, if she goes, I don't know, like 5, I'm like, all right.
Oh,
I'm
trouble.
gonna kill myself, and then I'm gonna reassess what the fuck just happened.
Yeah.
But I want to know like how she perceives me. So I'm like, all right, you guess, and I'll tell you if you're close, right? So like, if she immediately goes like, I don't know, she's like probably like 250, then it's like, all right, this is a good thing. Like, the higher is better. Okay, if she's like guessing 250. Then I'm going, I lost counts. Like, it's probably above 1,000 at this point. Like, I'm not sure. And that's going to be a very shocking, like, oh my God, I thought 250 was a lot. Hey, look, if girls guessing that you're like 3 leg count, ooh, yeah, bro, it sucks for you. It's not good.
Not good. And also, when you say like the over 1,000, this is what I think a lot of guys struggle with as well, is you need to make sure you don't sound like a guy that is so proud of the number. Or that you're like desperate for sex. Because some guys will say like they really care about this number, especially like wait, I don't know, lost counts probably over this. Like, it's very nonchalant. If you're like, oh, it's 142, right? Like, you just sound a bit lame at that point. And girls might be like, wow, so you just sleep with anyone, right? Might be a test that they give you. Is you also want to say like, I'm incredibly picky, right? Like, if I'm gonna have sex, I want to really enjoy it, and I want to make sure the girl comes as much as she possibly can. Like, if she's not like feeling very passionate about us being together, then why the fuck would we sleep together, right? Of course not.
What do you say? I told him, I go, listen, it's probably over that. I don't count. I don't view women as numbers. Like, I know that sounds kind of corny, but I don't view women as numbers. I really look at it as different experiences I've had with women. And this is how I describe it. Like, look, to me, it's just different experiences, and like they're all like positive in different ways. But I don't put a number. Like, I don't like this girl's this number, this girl's that number. I view it as different experiences.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. Sexual authority. This goes up here. This is going to be conversations around, as Swift said, giving multiple orgasms, conversations about how to give good oral, conversations about how to get her out of her head through massages, about how blindfold increases her sensory experience to touch. This can be shibari, like how tying her up is going to make her not only be able to let go and feel more feminine, but she will enjoy the emotional experience.
What are you going to do without sexual authority? Like if you never established sexual authority, what are you doing? Like, I'm just like, I'm trying to think about if I never did that, what are you doing? What are you doing? She could never like fully open up, talk about like what she's really into, her fantasies. She can't even trust you. She may not want to like really explore her sexual things that she doesn't know that she's into. And also, you just look like every other guy. Like, straight up, like you may be grouped and like, just like every other guy who doesn't have a sexual authority or competence. So I just don't know. And also, like, what if it's flipped? Okay, what if all of a sudden she has sexual authority because you said your leg count was 12, okay, and you're not displaying any sexual authority, motherfucker? Like, when I talk to women, what I notice is women have much more sexual authority and a lot more comfortable and confident talking about sex than the guys, than like a lot of men, let's say.
Yeah, straight up.
You know, I feel more confident and comfortable talking about sex with women because it just flows. It just flows a lot better, and they're like, "Oh yeah, da 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 da." With guys, it's kind of there's resistance. There's like an awkwardness to it sometimes. So can you imagine, nah, even like virgins, I feel like I have more sexual authority than a lot of guys.
It's true, yeah.
So this is not good. Like you like she has sexual authority over you. That's can't happen.
Yeah, I put that here, and this is we spoke about the biggest mistake with teaching before. This is probably the biggest mistake guys make when it comes to topic selection. no one fucking talks about this, and this is why their dates fucking suck. So yeah, I'd say that's the most important thing. Then we have recently. Oh, am I frozen? Okay. I don't know if Swift is frozen. Recently, yeah, similar to like pre-selection about past relationships. This is probably the next stage to that. But this is a great way to set a casual frame, great way to bring up sexual authority. So if you can do this cleanly, then definitely, yeah.
Yep.
That one time you got pegged. Well, that's gonna be.
I mean, look, I think this builds a lot of sexual authority, and you should probably use this in every interaction.
Exactly. Yes. Especially if you talk about the bigger the pegging you've
sexual authority, but yeah.
Yeah. This is the bigger the pegging as well. It kind of shows you have resilience. You're a confident man that's comfortable in your sexuality. Bro, watch this get clipped. Like, the next video exposing UMP.
Mark. The amount. I remember having this long streak where I had to go over to the girl's place to fuck. You know what I mean? Like I was transitioning from like my home and like in Europe to my parents, and I was there for a few months, and I had to go out to the girl's place. And I remember these American girls, after done fucking them, I remember one particular time, but this happened many times, where I would like leave, I would start leaving, or like I would open the door and like a strap on would like fall from like behind the door, like the sex toys. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And girls would explain to me that they would try to use the strap on their Tinder dates. And I'm like, how often does that fucking work? It's crazy how often guys are like getting like pegged. But I don't know, like liberal women, especially American women, they're always apparently trying to peg dudes. I don't know, it's just a very common fucking thing.
It's a thing. There's Kat that I used to do the podcast with. So we had like a sex podcast, and that was her thing. Like she loved the idea.
Thing, by the way, it's every girl. Like you could take even a good girl,
like all the clients and shit. Oh, I'm fucking frozen again. I know.
Fuck. Hold on. Wait. Give it a second.
Am I back? All right. Go.
Oh, you're back. Go ahead.
All right. Jesus. Yeah, that was her thing. Like all the clients and shit, she was like, okay, my goal is to try to like peg as many guys as possible. All right. Now there's her and us. I put these in here because a lot of guys will hear advice of either like let her talk as much as she can on the date, or make it about you. And I think like some of this advice can be good and some of it is like misinformed. So the whole idea of letting her talk or talking about her is awesome, right? If she's like investing a lot into this conversation, especially if it's around these topics, that's really good. Now, you've got to be careful that you're not just letting her lead the conversation. So you need to direct her into the right topics and then get her to talk about them. But if she's just talking about like fucking anime and you don't give a fuck about anime and it's all she talks about for the 60-minute date, that's not going to lead to sex whatsoever, right? So you need to be able to guide her, get her investment. But then you also need to self-disclose. You also need to show her why she'd want to sleep with you. You need to be able to build that sexual tension. You need to be able to show that you're an attractive guy. So there needs to be a balance here. Yes, it's good to get her to talk because sometimes guys don't do that, obviously. So it's going to be a bad thing. So yes, get her to talk. When it comes to us, it's also good to have some type of framing, but you need to be careful it doesn't lead into this whole idea of relationship and future projecting. So I don't even know where to put these. I just put them here as a reminder to talk about. But did you want to add anything to that, Swift?
Nah, I mean, I think that was a good explanation around her talking because I do a lot of date Infield with students, and they're like, "Well, she talked a lot." I was like, "Yeah, I know," but like she was leading the conversation, and she was talking about complete nonsense for 80% of the date. You have to like you may not be talking a lot, but you have to guide and direct her in the direction that you want. It could literally be like, oh, really? But what do you think about this? No, but what about this topic? What do you think about that? Like, what did you do here? Like, you have to like guide her. You may say like one word or like one short sentence to kind of move her in that direction. But you have to do that. Like, I can't imagine not doing that to like the interaction, the conversation being any good at all. It's gonna be complete nonsense. It's not gonna lead to anything.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, girls probably aren't going to lead it, to these like great topics all in this S tier shit. so I'm going to go anyway. We've had some ones in chat. So, someone asked, "What would you place? Where would you place talking about your PTSD?" So yeah, maybe this guy went to war or something. And talk about that. No, I'm kidding. He asked about pets. He just built wrong. So
I was like, PTSD, hold on. I mean, you just got back from the Ukrainian war. Like that's kind of like badass a little bit. Like I have a lot of PTSD. You know, I hear a bang. Like I think it's a bomb. Everyone around me died. I survived. Like, you know, like they stormed my my foxhole, and I can see the looks on their face. And you know, I pulled out the photo of their kids. And I'm like, fuck, they're humans just like us. Like that's like, oh my god, like that could be like a good one.
Bro, could you imagine where the girl's like talking about her struggles, and she's like, oh my god, like my nail broke and this thing happened and blah blah. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? It's like, yeah, I was in war, and you know, I was in this tank and everyone got blew up around me, and there was a guy hanging off a tree without his legs. Like, those are my struggles. Oh, okay. Damn.
Oh shit. Yeah, that would be good. Pets. Oh fuck. Man, I don't know. I think that's man, girls will be like, oh my god, let me talk about your dog. You know, I'm like, no, can we just fuck? But it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like you can make this maybe A tier. If you're a really cute animal, maybe even S tier, but you need to keep in mind, as we've said, like, you need to then direct the conversation, and you need to not just seem like a really sweet, empathetic guy that has a cute puppy, right? Like, it's, if you come across first, I would almost.
I go, he's the best show breed. You know, like I paid thousands for him because he's genetically superior over all other English bulldogs. He's got big balls. Okay, he's got big dick. He's very strong.
High T dog.
He's high T. He fucks a lot. You know, like I don't know. I guess the UDs for your dog that way maybe it reflects positively on you as well. Who knows?
Yeah.
But you know, it's like, yeah, I also think if you're very masculine, you're kind of intimidating. Girls do like that. Some girls may get a little bit afraid. Like there's this kind of like I've had girls like show up at my place and they'll like write me and they'll be like, I'm scared. You know what I mean? I'm scared, but I'm in the lobby. Come get me. You know? Okay, I don't have to like reassure her. She likes being scared a little bit. But there are girls who are like, I'm scared. I'm outside and I don't know if I want to go in because of whatever. And it's like, okay, it would have been nice if I had like a cute photo of my English bulldog and we're cuddling. Like that could help a little bit where she goes, "Aw, you kind of look like a psychopath." But then I saw that you love dogs, and that made me feel so much better coming over because I want to see the dog now.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to help. Okay, that's why I have the dog in my photos, right? But again, a lot of guys will have like cute dog photos, and the other photos they look like a bitch. It's not going to help you. You know what I mean? Very much. So I think look, dogs, they love animals. Women love animals. It's not bad if you have one you could talk about. It's great, but like, is that going to lead to her sucking your dick?
The other thing, someone wrote shared racism. Yeah, yes. I don't know. What about any topics? I guess you resonate on together.
I think racism is a good topic to bring up. If you're dating a white supremacist, you need to have something in common. You have to kind of show her you're not a race traitor. You're with it. So I think racism. And by the way, I don't know about this. Is my experience. Women love racism. There's
it's probably the type of woman you're dating, Swift.
No. This is all. No, this is not. This, by the way, I'm talking about non-white women as well. There's something where they have like this women get offended, like instinctively offended easily about things. You know what I mean? Like all women. But when you're racist, they get this feeling like, oh, that's racist. And they want to be offended by it. They want to so badly. But if you have very confident, casual racism and you stand your ground, it builds so much attraction. so much attraction where they go, fuck, man, this guy's fucked up. This guy is just unashamedly racist. And they're thinking, well, hold on a second. I'm not white. You know what I mean? It's like, it creates this interesting dynamic where you're super racist, but the girl's not white. You know what I mean? Like, you're racist against her. And it's like, well, hold on, why am I here? Are you racist against everybody? Like, I don't know. It spikes these emotions. It builds this tension, and it makes them wet. It makes them horny. And you could turn a non-white girl racist as well against her own people. I don't know. I think it's interesting, and I think it's something that you should kind of play around with within your interactions.
All right. So yeah, sociopathic tendencies can be attractive. Then hypothetical. Then someone else like hypotheticals. It depends on how hypothetical is. Like, they could be interesting. But again, like, I love them. You need to direct them again towards like these topics. What type of hypotheticals would you use, Swifty?
Oh man, sometimes they're just so retarded. It's like, I don't know. You know, those back in the day, your friends were like, all right, to save your mom, like there's a gun to her head. You know, you have to like suck your dad's dick. You do remember those, like back in the day, like really fucked up shit when you're like 15 or something. Yeah. Women don't do these hypotheticals with each other. They've never been asked this. They've never even heard this. It's so disgusting, horrible. That is very interesting to see how they react to that. And very strong reaction, like, what the fuck? So I kind of like to do like just ridiculous, outrageous ones. I also like to do hypotheticals where maybe the girl's like trying to like give you shit about like all the women you fuck. It's like, it's not a good thing. It's not a good, you know, like they kind of want to kind of go against it a little bit, where it's like, it's too degenerate. There's too many women, or this lifestyle that you want to live is too much. And I go, okay, what if you had two options here? Okay, you have one guy who's only had like two women, you know, like loyalty, for example. Like, they're like, well, I want a guy who's like 100% loyal to me. It's like, all right, well, you choose. You have a guy who's lower lay count. He's a nice guy. He's a great guy. He treats you so well. He's such a sweetheart, and he's never going anywhere. Never. He's 100% loyal to you and only you. Everything is about you. He'd never even look at another girl. But the thing is, he may not be able to get other girls. That's the problem. A lot of guys who are so loyal like this can't get other women if they tried. Okay? So you're actually the only option he has, to be fair, most likely. And immediately the look on the face goes, ugh. Like, you can see on their face, ugh. I go, but he's loyal to you. Baby, he puts, you know, you have sex, he puts the pillow under your head and he goes, baby, you comfortable for this missionary? So like, everything is like loyalty. He's sweet, man. He's not going anywhere ever. He's never going to challenge you ever. And I paint this horrible photo. Like, I take what they want. They want you to change to be this, more like this. And then I just take it so far. I go, all right, now you have this other guy. Okay, he's not 100% loyal to you in this regard. We're talking about with other women. He's fucking some other bitches, but they're just whores. I don't know. It means nothing. There's no emotional attachment. And every once in a while, he's just sucking on some big titties. He's fucking some Russian bitch. He's doing that every once in a while, right? But guess what? He chooses you out of all these women that he could have. Okay, he's had over 1,000 women. He could have this Russian bitch, this model, but he chooses you to take care of you. Okay, so he's loyal to you 100% in the relationship, but he's got some side bitches every once in a while, right? So like, I paint this picture, and sex is good. And I always throw in 30 orgasms. This guy, because of his experience, 30 orgasms. This other guy, man, you're lucky if you get one, but he's loyal. And like, you put this onto girls, and all of a sudden they've never even thought about this really, like logically, and you force them to answer. They can't go with the other one because of their ego. Like, they can't go with the other guy. Like, he's with me because he has no other options, and I'm choosing him. Oh, they're gonna revolt against that. Their ego can't allow it. They have to go with side bitches. The guy with side bitches. So they have to agree to that frame. And you go, exactly. I'm that guy. and every other guy is that guy. So you have to choose what you want. Do you want me? I'm charming. I'm funny. Like, I can give you 30 orgasms, baby girl. I travel the world. You come with me. But I got side bitches. I'm sorry. Or you go with this other thing, which I respect. You can do that if you want to. That's fine. A lot of like lower value women choose that. That's totally fine. They have no other choice. I think this really sets some really good frames in your relationship. Okay. So like later on, when they start complaining about your side bitches, you could be like, listen, you chose this guy, didn't you? And not the other guy. So this is like a very good hypothetical for your girlfriend. Not yours. I'm talking about like, you know, when you enter a relationship.
All right. So we can put that maybe like a hypothetical. Yeah.
I do the hypotheticals with every girl. So
yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't run many hypotheticals. I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, ejection handling ones, like you have two options. Like, do you want to go home, go in bed right now, fall asleep, or we can go back to mine, blah, blah. There's more of like a decision clause, I think.
Like, you got to get creative. Like, I'm thinking like, okay, let's imagine I'm fucking some side bitches. Imagine I go out tonight with Mark and I'm pulling. Which girl would you rather me pull? Okay. We're like, who would you like? Hypothetically, I pull tonight. Which one would you be like most jealous and least jealous? Okay. All right. Maybe I go out and I pull a fat girl, or she's super hot. Like, I want to know, because you would think that the girl would want you to pull the fat girl because she's like less threatened. But actually, it's like a DLV. Like, they don't want you to pull the fat. This is what I learned. I thought women would choose the fat girl. That's what I thought, like, for years. But when I started doing these hypotheticals, I realized the girl would rather you pull a super hottie and find out about it than find out you pull some fat girl. Because that's like DLV. That's like disrespectful to her. You know what I mean? So like you get like very interesting information about girls and your girl. My girl would rather be like a super hot blonde Russian model than some like non-threatening fat girl.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm trying to think on dates. Like I feel like yeah.
Hypothetically,
I mean, I love hypotheticals with
you go home with a guy. Let's say you have this rule. Okay, 5 dates. You wait till relationships, but let's say hypothetically you meet a guy. He's not awkward. He's charming. He's confident. Okay, he's not a serial killer. Most likely, maybe, I don't know, who knows, but he's most likely not a serial killer. But he could give you the most orgasms of your life. I've done this hypothetical in Night Game where I didn't do the 30 orgasms yet. I go, hypothetically, he could give you the most orgasms of your life. Let's say 30. Okay. And so I do like a 30 orgasm hypothetical. Would you go home with him? Like, what are girls like? Well, actually, like, he's sane. He's not a killer. I'm not going to regret it. And 30 orgasms and fulfill all my fantasies? Of course I would. Yes, of course. But they think this is some dream scenario that's never going to happen. And I go, well, I have something to tell you. Because I'm giving you 30 orgasms tonight. And I'm going to fulfill your fantasies after we talk about what those are. And they go, oh, shit. Pause. They're like, oh, man, how do I can't get out of this. I agreed to this already. But I'm a little bit curious, is he capable of actually giving me this or not? So I'm kind of horny. I gotta pull this guy. So I've done that scenario in Night Game. It works pretty fucking well. So like on a date, first meet, that could work as well.
That's fair.
I don't go home with guys on the first night. Okay, what is this?
I've got some hypotheticals. The trolley's heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one person instead. What do you do?
I'm gonna see. This is tough. The thing is, you pull the lever, then you're responsible for death. You're essentially a murderer. You do nothing. Yeah. There could be like you could have saved 5 people, but you did not commit a sin. Let's say. So I'm gonna say do nothing.
All right, so it's just killed people, guys. I would have saved them, but that's fine. That's fine. All right. Trolley said, "Oh, we even got music." Heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 4 people instead. What do you do? All right, I'm killing 4. All right, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
All right, now
But that's such a liberal thing to like choose, huh?
a trolley's heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, but then your life savings will be destroyed. What do you do?
I'm gonna pull the lever and save the people.
All right, I agree. Because then I'd tell them all, like, listen, you gotta pay me like $1 million each if you
I just spent so much money.
I'd exploit those 5 people. Okay. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sacrificing yourself instead. What do you do?
Oh, okay. If they're small children, I would probably feel really bad about living, I would say. Or if it's like a family member or your girl, I would probably sacrifice myself if I thought that I couldn't like live with, like, it's dishonorable or something. Now, if these are just 5 adults and I don't know them, I'm saving myself.
Is this volume very loud, by the way?
My volume.
No. Can you?
No.
Why can I not even? Okay, it's really loud in my ears. Not you, but this thing. I'm Oh,
You can pull lever to divide it to the other track. Yeah.
I'm doing nothing. See you, bye. I live with a little bit of guilt, but I live.
Wait. What if this is like, I don't know, a couple family members?
No, it's not family. This is 5 random people.
Yeah, but what if?
Well, we might get to that.
Okay.
If it's family, I'd probably kill myself. But a trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, but the original copy of the Mona Lisa is destroyed. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know about that. All right, let's. Oh man, the artwork. Damn, the culture. All right. Trolley's heading towards a rich man. The rich man offers you $500K to pull the lever, which will divert the trolley and kill someone else. What do you do?
No, I'm not doing it. Keep your money.
I just made $500K. Let's go. That's an easy $500K, boys. All right. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards 5 lobsters. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over a cat instead.
No. I'm saving the cat. Fuck the lobsters.
Yeah. Swift's a cat guy, you know.
Yeah.
He likes pussy. Oh no.
If you would have put a cat and 5 people, I would have saved the cat. But go ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards 5 people who are sleeping and won't feel pain. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over someone who is wide awake instead. What do you do?
I'm gonna do nothing still. I'm just gonna let.
All right. I'm saving 5 people. We are. The amount of pain doesn't matter to me. Trolley's heading towards 5 people who tie themselves to the track. If they tie themselves to the track, you can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one person who accidentally tripped. Nah, bro, they want to die.
Oh, yeah.
Let's help them out.
Yeah. Let them die. Yeah.
Assisted suicide. We're down for this. See ya.
I need to do this all the time, so whatever.
Oh no, trolley's heading towards 5 people. We're always done. The lever just speeds up the trolley, which might make it less painful. What do you do?
Ooh, but they're gonna die no matter what.
Yeah.
But less painful. Oh, I'll pull the trigger.
Yeah, I'll help you guys out. Wham! Let's go. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards 1 guy. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, but then your Amazon package will be late.
Oh, I hate when my fucking package.
That is tough. Depends what's in the package, eh?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, it's all right.
We'll save them.
We'll get a refund on it or something. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards your best friend. You can pull the lever to divert it. Oh, interesting, Swifts. All right, I'm on this fucking track. This is me, okay? It's Marcus Wolf right here. Help! Oh,
I'm saving
Swifts,
you.
Push the lever. All right, thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Yeah,
it gets a little bit more personal. Yeah.
Fuck those 5 people. They weren't really wanting to live that much anyway. They were kind of near a track. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 1 person instead. At least that's what you think is happening. You forget your glasses and you can't see that well. What do you do?
Oh, then I'm not gonna do it.
How blurry is my vision? Maybe I'll do nothing. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards 1 of your first cousins. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 3 of your second cousins instead. What do you do?
I'm doing nothing.
See you, bye. Hopefully it's the annoying first cousin, you know?
Yeah, no.
Are we halfway through? All right. Let's do a couple more. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards 5 elderly people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over a baby instead. What do you do?
Saving the baby. Saving the baby.
Yeah, okay. See ya. I mean, they're old.
Yep, they're gonna die anyway.
Yeah,
they probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
oh no, a trolley is heading towards 5 elderly. Oh, okay, thank you. Oh no, a trolley is barreling towards 5 identical clones of you. You can pull the lever to divert to the other track, sacrificing yourself instead. What do you do?
well, first of all, I would have like told you the government was doing this a long time ago.
It's true. It's one of the conspiracies Swift has been telling his dates.
I've been telling you about the clones they've been making of me for a while.
Yeah.
Again, look, I'm sorry. The clones aren't me. I don't know if they're
See you,
aliens. You know what I mean? We got to kill them.
Yeah. They might get in the way of like the shit I want to do. Like people are going to be like, "That was your clone." I just kill them off anyway. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards a mystery box with a 50% chance of containing 2 people. You pull the lever to divert to the other track, hitting a mystery box with a 10% chance of 10 people instead. What do you do?
I'm just gonna do nothing.
Hang on. So got a 50% chance of 2 people, 10% chance of 10 people. Who's got the math on this? I'm going.
Yeah.
See ya. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards 5 sentient robots. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 1 human instead.
Nah, fuck the robots.
Yeah. Unless you're human, okay, we'll probably eat you. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards 3 empty trolleys worth almost $1 million. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting 1 empty trolley worth 300 instead. I mean, surely you just go the. I mean, that seems pretty straightforward. Would you do that? Would you smash the 300K one?
I probably wouldn't give a fuck and just fuck all the trolleys.
Okay.
I would probably just walk away and go do my own thing.
Oh no, a trolley is releasing 100 kilograms of CO2 per year, which will kill 5 people over 30 years. You can pull the lever to the other track, hitting a brick wall and decommissioning the trolley. What do you do?
Decommissioning the trolley?
Yeah, so the trolley is like releasing gas that is slowly killing people over 30 years. Do you destroy the trolley?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Like, if this is the normal rate of CO2 from a normal trolley, I just leave it. But if this is like an exceptional trolley that is like killing people over years, then see why. Yeah. You're a reincarnated being who will eventually be reincarnated as every person in the classic trolley problem. What do you do? So I do this and then get reincarnated into these. This is great. All right, last one. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards nothing, but you kind of want to prank the trolley driver. What do you do? I do nothing.
I mean, no, we'll troll him.
All right, we'll just roll. There you go. All right. There you go. You can bring this out on dates, guys. Hope this has been helpful.
Is there another one?
Oh yeah, there's more. You want to keep going?
Yeah, let's do a few
yeah.
more.
Oh no, a trolley's heading toward. Oh yeah, we did that. Okay. We are 65% of the way through. Oh no, a trolley's heading towards a good citizen. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over someone who litters instead. What do you do?
Oh, man. My thing is like, what would liberals do here? Because they love bad citizens. But then how do they frame what a bad citizen is? You know what I mean? A bad citizen is like, is this a MAGA supporter? Like,
I'm thinking what a MAGA would do. He'd probably say that this was actually a DEI pick of bringing in a bad citizen into here because there are too many good citizens. And he'd probably say that this train is actually gay. And they'd say that touching this handle is actually homoerotic and that Trump is the greatest. So they'd probably be thinking too long. I would do nothing.
Yeah.
Oh no, due to a construction error, a trolley is stuck in a tunnel loop. If you pull the lever, the trolley will explode, and you don't have the trolley or the passengers will go in circles for eternity. What will you do? So, do you kill them or just let them keep going in circles forever?
I'll probably let them keep going.
Yeah, they'd get used to the centrifugal force. They could like have some fun in there. Yeah, enjoy, guys. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards your worst enemy. You can pull the lever to divert the trolley and save them, or you can do nothing and no one will ever know. What do you do?
Ooh. I would probably I would not kill him.
Whoops, I meant to sorry. That was an accident. I meant to
That was not well.
I meant to hit the other one. I meant to yeah. I didn't know if people would see that. I meant to. You guys were meant to know. I meant to hit the
as a Christian, I couldn't do that. I have to love my enemies. So
okay. Oh no, a trolley is heading towards a person and will lower their lifespan by 50 years. You can pull the lever to divert the trolley and lower the lifespan of 5 people by 10 years instead. I'm just sharing out the loss of life, loss of years, you know? One person shouldn't have to bear that. Oh no. A trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert to the other track, sending the trolley into the future to kill 5 people 100 years from now. What do you do?
I mean, it still kills 5 people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you just don't want to look at the death.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to avoid like facing death, and I think you should man up. I think it's like I think it's it's masculine to face death like this. So I think you should let it kill these people.
I think that the world will probably be more fucked in the future. So these are probably going to overall have a better level of satisfaction now than in the future.
Or in 100 years, we get rid of like liberalism and everything is great. And this trolley goes into the future, kills people, and it starts worse times, let's say, somehow. Oh, shit. Okay.
Whoa. Oh no, a trolley is playing out before you. Do you actually have a choice in this situation? Or has everything be predetermined since the universe began?
That is a very good question.
Yeah, free will. We do not have free will. Everything is predetermined. I don't have a choice. Boom.
All right.
Congratulations, you solved philosophy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I mean, if you're the one that killed all these people, so you killed 70.
Yeah, I'll take it. They listen. A lot of them probably deserved it. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. That was fun. Someone said, look at clavicular stream to analyze infield game. He doesn't have infield game. Drake. Or Drac? Dracville? I don't know. You feel free to email me, marcus@ultimatemanproject.com with anything you want me to like fucking break down, or actually the mastermind, just message me. If he has any what you'd call game, I'm happy to break that shit down. Mostly I just see him standing there awkwardly and telling girls that their acceptables are recessed or something. So I mean, whatever. It's funny and it's trolly. I wouldn't call it game, but send it over. I mean, I'm happy to break down anything. So guys, next week, Swift, we're going to do DHB's value. We're going to go through and rank the ways to best demonstrate value to build attraction. So it's really, I think it's a nice follow on from this week. So you got the topics you want to talk about, then we'll talk about the basically things you want to demonstrate within those topics. So we'll get to that next week.
Perfect.
Anything else, Swift? If you guys want to book a call with myself to talk about boot camps, if you want to level your fucking game up, get shit sorted in a matter of either 5 days or 14 days, then book a call with me. We'll have a chat. If you aren't in the mastermind, I'm sure everyone here is, but Blue, if you're not, and also who else was asking a lot of good questions? Samuel, if you're not, just come join us. We'll catch you in there, and you'll get more content like this. So, all right, see you guys next week.
See you.